want a piece of me? Get ready. I'm ready. I don't care who you are. So you're the man that rules the world. They call me.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Should I say hello into my mic? Hello?
Yeah, you're
Hello?
allowed to talk. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hey. It's the Thursday evening overdose, March 5th, 2015. Thank you for being with us. The Earthling's not here again. He's on less... And what do I mean to say? He's on less shows than he's on. He's on... That guy's on...
He misses more shows than he
Hang on.
attends.
Listen to my little slick quip here.
Oh, wait.
That guy's on less shows than he is on. Hey.
It's all about the emphasis.
And I really hate that you have to have a fucking dog here.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Way to tell her now.
Yeah.
Dude, this couldn't have waited till like...
Why do you need to bring that dog here?
Because otherwise he'll be all alone.
What kind of an animal is it? How long would it be alone for? Like 3 hours?
No, like however long I'm here. So like 6 hours or...
And why is this such a huge fucking deal for dogs?
It's not, but he's good. And
Shit
he
himself?
likes to be around
Fucking
people.
Whine
No.
himself to death?
No.
What's he gonna do?
I don't know. He'll probably sleep.
Dog people are so fucking annoying. You have to bring that thing everywhere.
You like this dog.
Everybody likes this dog.
and
It
then you-
eats apples, Vinny. Jesus.
You brought your friend from work, Shannon. Thanks for joining us.
My very professional friend.
Speaking of professional, professor from the School of Hard Knocks. That's us.
We
my
needed
student intern,
we need to
Andrea.
farm some talent around here because the Earthling just cannot be relied upon. So yeah, we're gonna try some people out. Matt Gear and his friend what?
Morgan.
It's just the way that the Lysol canister is covering that poster up. It looks like liberty or death. Don't read on me. Don't read on me.
All right. Well, that's a
Sorry.
great way to start the show off. There.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us a little boost there, momentum. Matt Gear and his friend Morgan are here. We'll get to them later. What was your name? Morgan. Okay, good.
Morgan.
Yeah. Or I couldn't remember if it was like Morgana or something, and I just made it Morgan because it was easier.
I was gonna say Morgana is also the name of a magic card.
Okay.
So, in Shannon's little audition here, she brought us a few things to talk. Oh, but we're not going to get to that yet. We're
Yeah,
gonna do
no,
that.
No, we have something more pressing to talk about.
What did you bring for us?
Which is
Andrea?
this video invite to Brody Crizz's bar mitzvah. And
Who's
it
this
is
kid?
I'm seriously so thrilled to watch this
it's,
finally.
he's just a young man celebrating his 13th birthday in the Jewish community, and he made an incredibly intricate and difficult to watch video invite for the biggest party of his life thus far.
What is a bar mitzvah? The fuck are they doing there?
That's when they turn 13. It's like they're becoming a man.
Yeah, they're celebrating
It's like the rite of passage.
Right.
Of, yeah.
The
Female is
bat
bat
mitzvah.
mitzvah. Yeah.
And it's
Bad
like-
mitzvah.
It's like the communion. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's more like confirmation.
All right, who cares? Let's watch
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Ready?
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Jesus Christ.
The countdown's begun to my mitzvah day.
What a little Jew.
Oh, man. This is the tip of the iceberg.
This, yeah. This
Look
guy,
at this kid.
So, hold on a second. If we got to describe the kid, he really looks like a young Jeff Green. He's
I was thinking
destined.
Chris Farley.
He's destined to be a sleazebag agent.
Aw.
That's what it seems like. Hold on.
Trying to study hard, but my head's up in space. Hands in the air, like I don't care, just wanna party. Because I'm Jewish. Clap along if you feel like Old Testament is the truth. Because I'm Jewish. Clap along
All right,
if you're
well.
13.
No, there was like a little bit of commentary there too with the testament.
What's gonna happen? What happened here?
Proclamation.
I mean, this is a parody video. I thought you were gonna show me somebody's actual like, botched attempt at something. Like this is just like this is just a weird parody, right?
Yeah.
Do we still want to play this?
It evolves. I mean, there's more. There's more that.
Should we just let it go?
I don't know.
I want for you.
I
to
already
let this
spent.
go.
You're gonna have to. You find.
I already spent 3.5 minutes of my day watching this. I felt like that might have been enough.
You describe this for people as we go along. Somebody's calling me. I have to go.
You're no longer a youth because I'm Jewish. Clap along if you just try.
I love how he has just his family. No other people in the video.
Grandma made you wear a really expensive suit. Cause all of me would love
It is evolving.
all of you to come attend my mitzvah party. My mom will probably cry and get all snotty. You're gonna lift all of me and
Here's.
Shit. Hold on.
Oh, like
Fucking Christ. Hello?
What, you told me to call. What do you want?
God damn it. But
Hello, you're on the Thursday evening overdose. Who's this? And where are you calling from?
Yeah, wait, all right. This is John Black. I'm calling Ypsilanti, Michigan. I want to talk to you about my new vaporizing pen, which is amazing.
Okay.
No, it's
Go
pretty
on.
cool. I smoke a lot of pot, so it's pretty good most of the time.
It's pretty loud.
But,
Yeah, that was pretty
however, this thing will extend your purchase like way longer than you thought it could. Pretty good.
This is the most boring thing I've ever
I'm
heard
sorry.
anyone talk about before.
Ow, it's
What-
pretty, no, it's really boring. You fucking pothead.
no, I have a really riveting story about a vape pen.
Okay, go ahead.
The story goes: someone lost their vape pen in my car.
The end.
Beat that, John Black.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people clapping for me. I'm feeling really encouraged to continue with my story.
All right, so what did you really call about? That can't be it. Yeah, really.
No, not that much. Oh, also, the nice man down the street, he gave me a hat. It was pretty cool.
That's great, dude.
It's a nice hat.
Is
Very
anyone else
comfortable.
getting really mad right now?
No, not at all. He got a hat and he got a vape pen.
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, good life. Good day.
Yeah,
It
everyone
makes all the
everyone
sense
here
in the
hates
world.
you.
Can
Everyone-
we fire
everyone-
a caller?
Alright. I hate me too.
I would say 80% of the people
Fuck
here
you,
hate
John Black. I told you if you're gonna call the show to have something cool to fucking talk about.
Well, what are you guys talking about already?
We're watching some stupid Jewish kid's bar mitzvah video, and you're fucking interrupting it and ruining the show.
Negatory. I feel like you were
Okay, well, fine,
enriching
then
the show,
I
John
guess
Black.
I'll just take my leave.
All right,
You
fine,
big jerky jerk.
fine, bye, idiot. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
hashtag I'm winning. You'll understand every word I read. Even if you are not a Jew. Whoa.
I find that hard to believe.
I'm gonna make my brother wear a dress.
Now he's in
Okay,
drag.
so now, yeah, he's got.
and put my sister
Wow.
in a cage, just like my doggy.
It's a pug.
What the
Cause
fuck?
my parents all kind of stress.
Oh my god.
They'll all do what I say.
He's gonna make his brother cross dress and put his sister in a cage
With the dog.
with the dog.
Yeah.
All right,
Because their parents are
This
under
here's
too much
my
stress.
party,
this kid's crazy.
And I'm allowed to be spoiled.
I just understand.
Oh my god.
Shouting orders like a king. And you cannot make a fuss. Even if you think it sucks.
And why is he wearing this
Let me
weird
be
black
your
wig the whole time?
ruler.
Well, I think because he's supposed to be
Call
dressed
me
up as
King
Lord.
Brody,
who did this
and
song.
baby, I'll rule
Oh, see, that's going over my head. I don't even know
Yeah.
that shit.
That's my mitzvah fantasy. Let it go.
All right, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that cannot.
Here's
continue.
my point though. If you go to the credits and see how many people worked on this video, I mean, there's like a real life person wrote this. Somebody else produced it.
You guys, sorry, we can't have you talking the whole time. It's just really distracting. What are you saying?
There was a team of people created this, and it's just like the worst thing you've ever seen ever.
Why did you bring it to the show though? It sucks.
That's my point. This is what people do. They make shit like this, and we talk about
So
it.
happy I might I'm seeing blurred lines. RSVP.
This kid's naked
To
now.
my
Yeah, this is
party.
really. I mean, it's
all
just
about me.
walking the line of.
Everybody get up.
Yeah, he was naked. Yeah.
You know what? I love naked 12-year-olds. So
Why did we just watch that? Why are we watching this? Explain
Oh,
yourself.
turn it off.
Explain why the fuck we're watching it.
I'm sorry. The end
Because
there
I
was
wanted to
This
point
is the
out
worst idea you've ever
how
had
bad
for
it
anything on the
was.
show.
And how many people worked on it,
All right.
and how much attention it's getting. How many views did that video have on YouTube? You still have the window open? Did you close it?
No, I don't care. What was it? A billion?
It was a lot. It was more than any of our videos
let's
has,
say a
and that's the
billion.
worst fucking thing ever. Right?
I don't know. It's not.
Let's say
yeah,
a
but
billion.
It's not. It's not any big news that people are making shitty videos that are getting billions of views. I don't know. You failed. Let's see about
All right.
Shannon. Shannon, what did you bring to the show? Let's see if you can do better than Andrea, who's on the show twice a week and should know better.
I'm just saying, I thought that video was a great way to start off the show.
And
Yeah, so
you brought some cool stuff for the show.
like vaguely cool stuff. I did. I did prepare.
What do you got?
So let's talk about the porcelain dolls that are being left on people's stoops or whatever.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
All right. Where's
you
this?
guys, it's me.
In
I'm doing it.
Is it
I
you?
came here to promote my porcelain doll business.
This is in California, right?
Yeah.
Help me out here because I don't know the details of the story, but I guess people are finding porcelain dolls on their front porches that are like dead ringers for their daughters.
Yeah.
And somebody's like making porcelain dolls that look exactly like their daughters and leaving
Well,
them on
okay,
their porch.
one
so
of
that's
the-
fucked up.
One of the unresolved aspects of this case was, as I read, that they weren't sure if they were manufactured or handmade, which I thought was weird because there's just like a company making dolls that look like your
That
daughter.
look exactly like everyone's daughter, just in case some serial killer needs to buy one.
Yeah.
We've got one that looks like everyone.
Every single one.
What's going on with this case, Andrea? You got the skinny?
Yeah. Well, it was.
I want to try to find a cheesy news report about it.
It happened. Well, ABC covered it. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
It was in Orange County, and 8 girls received dolls, and they couldn't like connect all the girls to each other. Some of them went to school together. Some knew each other. Some didn't know each other, and they like couldn't figure it out. Now they claim to have found the woman who did it, and she claimed to have done it as an action of goodwill
Yeah.
and intended it as a kind gesture
Absolutely.
to creepily leave a doll that
Yeah,
looks like
it's-
your kid.
It can't be just like a secular doll leaving. It has to be like a religiously geared. The part she's not mentioning is that they realized that they all attended the same church, or like 7 of the 8.
I'm Rob Lowe, and I have DirecTV.
Pardon me.
Hey Rob, thanks for joining us on the Evening
How is
Overdose
that
Thursday
still
edition.
happening? I hate Rob Lowe.
Oh God, he's so hot. I just want to lick his face right off his face.
He's like 85.
old, yeah.
What the fuck? And he's
Definitely 85.
Yeah, he's
everyone,
at least 85.
Everyone fact check us on that
and
one.
his skin looks like it's made of leather. Did you see him in that Shark Week commercial?
Oh, what?
He looked awful. He wouldn't even do it shirtless. They tried to get him. Well, see, we interviewed on this show actually the guy, the original actor in that commercial, before they replaced him with Rob Lowe, because they ran that commercial with a guy called John Druska, who we had on the show, and he pointed out, look, what's his name? Fucking Rob Lowe is not even confident enough to do it shirtless when the original guy did. Whatever. I just kind of wanted to brag that we had somebody from an actual television commercial on our show.
Woo!
It's like
Sounded
the
more
coolest
like you
thing that's
wanted to
ever
brag
happened to
about a
us.
shirtless guy, a shirtless Rob Lowe.
No, that's the point. Is he wasn't a shirtless Rob Lowe.
He was a shirted Rob Lowe,
Yeah, he
heavily shirted.
He was. I don't know. Something about Rob Lowe just rubs me the wrong way. Anyways, let's see what this news cunt has to say about these dolls.
Dolls left on doorsteps outside homes in San Clemente. Some parents thought it was scary because the dolls resembled their daughters. KCAL9's Brittany Hopper's live in San Clemente.
Some parents thought it was scary. Fucking no one can just have a regular voice on the news. It never happened.
Scary because the dolls resembled their daughters. KCAL9's Brittany Hopper's live in San Clemente, and Brittany, deputies just discovered who.
Okay, guess what kind of voice this girl's gonna have? The dumb blonde reporter. Is she
An
gonna
almost British voice.
she'll do that sing-songy thing?
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
so.
Who was behind this?
That's right. Mystery has been
No, she's got the like overly confident Fox News hot bitch voice.
solved. Deputies say the woman behind this didn't mean any harm. Still, it brought a lot of panic amongst a lot of parents.
Yeah, why
These
didn't
are
she
some
just like include a note with it? You know?
I think that there's more to this. I think that the lady has some weird
Yeah.
motivation. Like she's got some deep disturbing sickness to be
They
doing
did.
this, because everyone knows that this is a creepy thing to do. No one actually thinks like this will be nice. Like they'll find a replica of their daughter, just shows up on the porch, made, by the way, in the universally creepy form of a porcelain doll, something that no one has liked in 150 years.
Yeah.
Something that no one has willingly had in their home. Why are those dolls? Oh, those are my grandma's. She collected those, and my mom doesn't want to throw them away. That's why you have porcelain dolls. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Someone really old gave it to you.
This lady's nuts.
Pictures of the porcelain dolls that were left on front porches within the last week in a quiet San Clemente neighborhood. Many of the dolls resembling the children who live at the homes.
Okay, wait a
We're
second.
very unsettled
Wait a
and
second.
obviously taking this
sorry,
very
hold on.
seriously as it
Go ahead.
Now, whose daughter resembles that gaping mouthed, curly haired porcelain atrocity?
This one.
There it is. He just screen grabbed
This doll that we're looking at for the YouTube listeners is you're right. I didn't notice that. Whoever has this daughter probably would trade for this doll if they could. This daughter,
Based
it's
her
like,
daughter off of the doll.
this daughter must be so shitty looking, because dolls are always flattering too. It's gonna
Yeah.
be like
It's
the
like a
doll.
prettier
The doll
version.
doesn't have like pock marks and a fucking droopy eye. Like they're not gonna put that on the doll.
Have you met my daughter? Is that why you're saying that? or-
This is an ugly doll though. It's like it's got an afro kind of thing going on, but it's like
That's like a red afro.
auburn, like an auburn afro in it. And again, if she didn't intend to be creepy, why are they in 1800s clothes?
Yeah.
1800s clothes are purely for scaring people at this point.
Yeah.
This is the only reason to have them.
Mom doesn't want her face shown. She says when she saw the doll, she thought it was a prank. But when she heard more neighbors also got one, she got concerned. Deputies say
wait.
as many
Wait, they showed the silhouette of the mom they were interviewing. Did you see that?
face shown, she said,
Hold on, sorry.
who live at the homes.
we're very unsettled and obviously taking this very seriously as it concerns.
This is great. I love the news is so fucking stupid.
It's just
What's
like
going
the
on?
stupidest thing ever.
What's going on right now is there's a very how long they took setting up this shot too.
you can tell. Oh my
mean,
god, the way the microphone is
they've
held.
got the perfect fucking side hand puppet shadow thing. What the fuck do you call it? Hand shadow looking almost. It's like a perfect shadow on the sidewalk of a lady facing to the side and a guy holding a mic up to her in a way that you would only. It's like such a cartoonish way to hold a mic up. It's like standing a full arm's length away and holding. It was like when what's his name? God damn it! It's been so long. Tom Green used to do the bit with the dog shit on the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
And how he would hold it way out from him. That's how the reporter's holding this mic right now.
our daughters and little girls.
This mom doesn't
the
want her
news is
face
so
shown.
retarded.
She says when she saw the doll, she thought it was a prank. But when she heard more neighbors also got one, she got concerned.
You don't want your face shown. Like they already have a replica of your daughter. What are you
Yeah.
protecting yourself from? Well, I don't want my identity out there.
I was thinking-
Clearly-
I don't want anyone to know I got this doll.
She was able to make a complete detailed replica of my daughter, but there's still a chance she doesn't know who I am.
Yeah, she may not have seen me.
Yeah, and let's look out for number one here.
Deputies say as many as 10 dolls were left at different homes who have daughters around 10 years old.
It leaves an impression on your kid. Can you imagine your daughter getting that? Would freak me out too.
Many neighbors
I'd be
received
like, fuck yeah, this looks like me.
Well, I don't know. No, that was like the confident mom who wasn't afraid to be, who was very anti-shadow puppet.
Yeah.
They were like, can we show your face? And she was like, why wouldn't I want you to show my face?
Why are you even asking me that?
No, look,
Did someone say no?
She went to the salon right before. I mean, she was
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, TV.
The Botox salon.
Your kid. Can you imagine your daughter getting that? Would freak me out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would definitely freak me out.
Yeah, that
She'd
would freak me out.
Many neighbors
you
received
imagine?
emails letting them know what was going on and to be on high alert.
We're a little concerned. It's creepy.
This mom says it's a good
An
news
invaluable
knows-
piece of information on the case.
The news knows they have to know that 75% of people watching this are they're making comedy here, aren't they? The edits here are too fucking good. They
Yeah,
edit,
are you? Yeah, what are you?
They
kidding
edit
me?
to this Dr. Seuss character out
emails
of
letting
nowhere.
them know
Hold
what
on.
was going on and to be on high alert.
This lady.
We're a little concerned.
Look at her. Okay,
it's
creepy. They added to this Who that just came out.
it
That
is a
just came out to say hello. You know,
It's creepy.
They're
This mom
producing
says
comedy
it's a good
videos here.
reminder for neighbors to watch over each other.
People have their eyes peeled now.
It's such a bougie neighborhood.
Now, deputies say the woman who did this knows the families because they all go to the same church. We're live tonight in San Clemente. Brittany Hopper, KCAL 9 News.
Brittany Hopper. That is not your name.
That's a totally real name.
No,
And look at and what is wrong with this lady too? This is a common thing. The long neck blonde news lady. They have
God,
like
her neck is so long.
I mean they have like 2.5 foot long necks.
yeah.
And she has like a praying mantis head on top of it. So that doesn't help. Is that there's like negative chins? You know, it's
Yeah.
like her the bottom under her jaw is actually concave. You know, there's like a rocks glass like going up under her throat. You know, there's just so much of a lack of a chin.
Oh, gross.
That just makes her neck just look so long. They all do this.
Yeah.
What kind of lifestyle do you have to be that like skinny and fucked up looking?
She
you
probably
know?
does drugs all
Okay,
the time.
Mac here, our resident, what do you call it? Fucking
Skinny guy?
emaciatedly thin person.
No, god damn it, my references are all fucked up today.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going for.
You know, where you never, where you never eat anything. Anorexic. There we go.
Good one.
A resident anorexic. God damn. What a fucking piece of shit I am. Here we go.
That was a good joke.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department is investigating a bizarre case in San Clemente.
This is just another report. Well, this guy's going to give it to us a little. The Orange County. This guy's fuck. We can't just spend every show making fun of news guy voices because this is all we'll do. But listen to this fucking guy.
Porcelain dolls like these left on doorsteps.
Dude, if this guy came over to your house and started talking like this, you would beat the living shit out of him. You just grab the heaviest thing you could lift and just smash this guy in the head. Like he's a fucking pod person. Your instincts would just go off.
Yeah.
NBC4's John Caddis-Klimak tells us those dolls bear a striking resemblance to girls who live in the neighborhood.
Black. All right, whatever. Well, that's a good story. I don't know. What do you think the lady's real motive is?
Human trafficking.
She's scoping out potential targets for human trafficking. No, she's probably like has some kind of schizophrenia and never had kids but really wanted to real bad.
Or she was pregnant and she gave birth to a porcelain doll.
Yeah.
And it really fucked her up.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, because that would really traumatize a lady.
Yeah, that must be it.
She
exactly
wanders
what
the
happened.
streets,
Yeah.
just leaving porcelain dolls on doorsteps.
That's
There's one in every town.
Oh yeah, she takes reprieve in the basement of the church that she attends with all of these people in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And fashions them.
that's it. All right, mystery solved.
All
I
right,
wonder
so-
why they didn't release her name.
Oh, could you imagine?
I mean, would there be a reason why they wouldn't be able to? Do you think she's like somebody?
Somebody
Hillary
important.
Clinton?
Yeah. It must,
Yeah.
It must have been Hillary Clinton.
it
Remember when
must
she
have.
gave birth to that porcelain baby?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh. You see what happens when you put put a couple good noodles together.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton has been leaving porcelain dolls on mystery children's doorsteps.
You heard it here first.
Breaking.
All right, let's get out of this.
All right, what else we got?
Get out of this area. I'm sick of it. The next thing. Oh yeah, Shannon brought us another thing.
Do you guys want to talk about how the government sucks?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But I love the government.
Yeah, this is actually.
This is like really not your speed. I can tell.
We're a really
You're really
pro-government
uncomfortable.
show.
Yeah. Without the government, who would build the roads?
Who would?
Yeah, exactly. Because
right. Who would make the trains run on time?
How would the sun rise and set? The government. Without the government's intervention, why the moon would fall from the sky. One of those like 40s infomercials about the government.
Yeah, oh my God, I remember those.
One of those 40s.
I'm actually 120 years old.
How dumb was that? I said 40s infomercials for the government, and she said she remembered them.
No. I do remember them.
All right, so what was that? What was that next story?
Okay, so, so a government in the UK, kind of hopping across the pond here, they there's been like a rash over the past couple of years of evictions of those involved. What's there? It's called estate housing or affordable housing. Would be project housing here, I suppose, like the equivalent.
Sure, Section 8.
Yes, right, exactly. It's Section 8 housing. It works a little bit differently there, but I did some research into it, and the really interesting one was called the Aylesbury. I hope I'm not like.
Do me a favor and point your mic a little more at your mouth. There you go. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so it was, I don't know, it was just really interesting, and it's one of the largest, basically, Section 8 housing in Europe, in all of Europe.
Okay.
That's like continent. And they evicted the 7,500 residents that live there, all save one block of people who won't leave in protest. It's actually... It's just horrifying. This has happened so often that they made like a top 10 list that I ended up having to cross-reference because I don't trust anything I read on the internet.
Do we have that or what? No.
You want? I mean, you.
Oh,
could,
Andrew.
have it?
No, Andrew. What do you have on this?
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to find what you're talking about. But do you
Okay.
remember what's the name of the
Aylesbury?
The Aylesbury.
AY.
Apparently, this has been happening a lot.
Yeah, and there was a couple of ones that had there was a couple like that got a lot of media attention, and with that being said, Russell Brand sort of threw himself behind these protests. But what's been happening is the government or private buyers are buying up all of this super low income housing that has decayed.
It's the same thing we saw happen in this country since the 60s. You create housing projects, you totally neglect them, stimulate any kind of like basically poor elements that could drive like property value down. Do everything you can do. You know, I'm speaking from the perspective of the the secret controllers of society, whoever you believe them to be. But the idea is, they purposely drive these places into complete chaos, till the value of property is nothing, buy it all up, tear everything down, build nice condos. Yeah. That's gentrification.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize it starts with the devaluing of the property in the first place deliberately. We've seen it over and over in this country. There's a lot of people who know that. So this is kind of the same thing that's going on there.
Exactly. And it's like the ones that get a lot of media attention like a year or two ago were called like the New Era housing, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're just buying up all this like really inexpensive land, and they're building like posh housing for hipsters and yuppies.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
Like $800,000 condos and shit.
Yeah, and then not only that, they're like the one in the Aylesbury, which is going to be like the big one, which is what I was kind of. Whatever. That's the one I did the most research into. The 350 million pounds it would have taken to just make like standardized, like make it a basically livable area. Instead, they are demolishing the entire thing to invest 1.5 billion pound into it and sell half of it and make the other half affordable living housing. And the thing is these people are being displaced, but they're nowhere near their work or their school, and now they're in a position where they either have to travel a huge distance or they're just having to declare themselves as homeless. So a lot of people are just being left outright without housing altogether.
Yeah, I guess they're occupying still the building.
Yeah, there's one block that they just won't leave. And
That always happens. And I'm always torn on it because part of me says, like, you know, just fucking shut up and go get your own place then somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I could never see living that way. But it's like certain people are born into a life where they're like, oh, that's my lot in life and those are my options and I'll have the, and that's my standard or whatever. But that thing of like people like fighting to stay in like Cabrini Green, is like a classic example. It's like, dude, you guys run for your life from that fucking shithole, and
go somewhere else
and do whatever the fuck you have to do to get your little studio apartment or whatever you need to do, or 8 of you live together in a fucking house and make it happen or whatever. You know what I mean? Like people, and it's not necessarily like any kind of rule about any one type of person. It's like across the board. It's a general human thing that people do. Is like when they're used to a situation and they're used to being given something, they're like extremely uncomfortable when it's taken away, and that's true of everyone.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, in it out, we've all go through it. Some shitty thing that happens in your life, like God damn it, I don't have my fucking motorcycle anymore. Whatever it is, some
living
bullshit.
Like a 20th century pauper without a motorcycle. I
know.
I would just say that that there are people that are born into disadvantage off the bat. I'm just like, if you're talking about like some inner city school, like you can graduate at the top of your class at some inner city school on the south side of Chicago, and that puts you exactly into a community college. Like you could have a 4.0, I guess. I
but see,
I didn't go to high school.
But there again, it's like you're really trying to work inside this system that doesn't want you and doesn't accept you. So it's like, why are you trying to work your way up to a university or something? Start your own thing. Education is free these days, and it really has been for a long time if you were not lazy, too lazy to go to a library, but it's like, it's just another way of like, stop bitching about like, oh, I can't go to a good enough school and get a good enough office job. Start building the world you want around you, and it might not be perfect, but if you keep conforming and trying to get somewhere within this structure, it's only going to be worse for subsequent generations, So I'm like, I don't feel that sorry for people. I'm like, because government housing the way it exists now, that has to go away at some point. It's barbaric. Yeah. We can't keep doing it. What? You know what I mean? It's like,
how could you say that in the state of the economy when the richer are getting richer and the poorer are getting poorer? There is no middle class anymore, and there will be less and less of it. So I think, just to make that statement kind of seem, I don't know, that seems crazy to me. Like, how can we get and that's what I mean.
No, I'm saying the way that we do it now is archaic. Like, we can't keep doing this forever. The way that we do things, in a perfect world, we would all feed, clothe, and house each other, and that would be awesome. But you don't, you know what I mean? The way we do it now and create like an outcast segment of society. Okay. Here's the projects. You know what I mean? That's not a good thing.
No, really, absolutely not.
So it's like the way we're doing things now has to change. In the middle of nowhere, here's Section 8 trailer park. It's not a good place to go. You know what I mean? It's like no matter where you are, the way that we're doing it is just not that fucking good, is what I mean.
Yeah.
Are you talking so what would you propose, like a more of like an integration system for families that are willing to pursue that, to like integrate themselves into more middle class neighborhoods?
There's no one answer. There's just people working hard and getting, bettering communities slowly. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's on all of us. Like no matter what community you live in, there is some part of it that's probably under attack right now by the establishment or by
the establishment.
Yeah, or whatever you want to call it. Call it the Illuminati, or call it whatever your kind of thing you're comfortable with, you know what I mean? But it's like no matter what community you're in, there's part of it that's completely under attack, and The fuck was I going with this? Where did we
There's no
come
solution,
from?
is what you're saying, and I get it. And
because there's
lots
not
of small
because you're
steps.
like, okay, so what's the solution to like
the
Section
world's
8,
biggest
the way-
problem,
yeah,
like
whatever.
the first world's biggest problem. I'm not asking.
What's the
for, like, an
solution
outright-
to all that stuff? There is none. It's just we each try to stop this demoralizing march towards fucking hell, which
Yeah,
is
system
which
that's
is
put in place.
being dependent on the system that we have now. It would be awesome if we had a social structure that allowed for you to trust it. That would be great, wouldn't it? You know, hey, I can get some help and trust who I'm getting help from.
There's
that would
no
be nice.
government
you
like
know?
no government.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would like to see people rely on each other more, you know, organize with each other more and less people go, hey, come on, I need my free thing because I'm disadvantaged and I can't compete in society.
Absolutely.
And it's like,
And that,
you know, well, there's something seriously wrong with our society when 80% of us are fucking struggling in the first place.
yes.
There's that, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's a lot of things. You're talking about fixing a lot of things at once. And it's
absolutely.
we're in
Yeah,
a
but
bad-
that's what I was going to say. It kind of like leads into what I wanted to say about how much I hate the police.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's like, you know, what purpose do they serve but to enable the powers that be to
At this point-
oppress
Yeah.
those who are
Yeah.
At this point, they're a very like thinly veiled hit squad for.
Oh my yeah,
For-
like not even they're not even veiled.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
mean,
like
they're just-
we're just here to do the government's work.
Yeah, exactly.
Here,
And-
have
and-
a baton beating.
And our government,
There you go.
our government anymore is not. It's not a government. It's not that word doesn't even really apply anymore.
oligarchy?
It's just
A corporatist oligarchy.
it's a corporation. It's a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's something you can get into to further your personal gain. And it's like a good career move.
Yeah, that's exactly
be
what
a
it is.
politician for a few years. It's good for your resume.
Oh, I know, because you can go into.
Like, you know, it's just it's not a government anymore. And the police are just the enforcers of, corporate
my
interests.
God.
You know, that's
And
all they are.
You know, I get a lot of flack. I mean, especially like I don't know. I just get a lot of flack when I say outright like, "Look, fuck the police," because people are always
Not
like,
from us, you
"No,
won't."
no, they're here to serve us and the public."
Did
I'm
you
like,
know that a cop saved a baby from a burning building the other day?
Did you know I wrote that? I made that up and put it on BuzzFeed. It's got 11 million shares. It's like I just don't understand what a free society. Okay, what a law enforcing body. Like what purpose it serves in a free society, and you can't perpetuate that lie if you're
And why
going to
are
have
those-
something so.
Why are those law enforcing bodies so overweight too so often?
Yeah. They're all. Oh.
Sorry.
Yuki.
I'm sorry. I was
Cops
just
are
throwing
fat.
up.
Get it?
Cops are fat.
Get it? Fat.
They
All
like
right.
McDonald's.
Sorry.
What are you talking about?
Sing.
Those,
Go on.
Those
All right.
super sexy cut ass cops.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
That one in that movie.
I feel like I
Tom Cruise?
did I
PC?
stop you in your flow there?
No,
Where
no,
were you
absolutely not. I just that was. I'm glad that we agree to
Yeah,
agree
and
on
speaking
how
of
fucking detrimental and poison police are to the society.
speaking of that, I guess we could smooth segue alert.
Smooth segue.
Smooth segue alert.
Segue. We have an article
So
about cops.
speaking of police,
No way. No way.
there's that article about the town in Texas that actually got rid of their police
Yeah.
and experienced. Now we're gonna have to go into this because that sounds like a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about how
They got rid of their police.
They got rid of them. They run them out of town.
Yeah.
Food that needs
They
to
put
be
'em on-
run.
they put 'em on one of those-
That need to be runs.
They put them on one of those old giant catapults. Just fucking
Yeah.
launched them out of town.
All
and
of
don't
them at the
come
same
back.
time. Yeah.
But yeah, this town.
So
what,
it's
their
a
city,
it's
their
a
city-
neighborhood in Houston.
Okay,
It's
so
like
we'll
a
just
borough.
interrupt each other then.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, you kept saying
so,
this town.
Well, hang
There
on.
you
So
go.
there was,
It's part of
this
Houston.
is just part of Houston.
It's in
Right.
Houston.
So it's just
Yeah.
well, it's like, and they've got their own little council.
Yeah, it's like their borough.
So it's Houston's a big enough town that you've got it split up into little like local
Yeah, it's
fucking
called
governments.
Sharpstown.
Right. Okay. There you go. All right. So what happened?
So Sharpstown was experiencing a rash of daytime break-ins. So people would leave for work and little punks would come and break in their house and take all their stuff while they were gone. And the police weren't doing anything about it. So in 2012...
Punks?
Yeah.
I bet it was Puerto Ricans.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
So in 2012, they declined to renew their contract with the constable's office, which
wait.
means that they no longer had a contract with the Houston Police Department.
Okay.
So since they were not paying the constable's office, it meant that the Houston Police Department would no longer patrol their neighborhood.
Wait.
Got it.
Wait. So you
No.
have to pay. Stop it.
God.
You have to pay. Like the municipality or whatever, like you have to pay police to patrol your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
In fact, yes, and that's a good way to put it. You have to pay police in
Yeah.
most cases. You're
Fucking sick.
literally, six steps of Kevin Bacon away from a gun in your face.
Yeah.
If you don't pay the police, you must pay the police.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
so they dismissed their police officers and hired a private security team called SEAL, and that was 20 months ago.
Are they one of those creepy private? Are they like a Blackwater type
Oh,
of
I
deal?
was just
Are
about to
they
say
like-
that sounds like Blackwater.
Yeah, they sound like one of those
They're-
ones that's like, the guys that had the skulls on their fucking head at the bombing thing. Whatever.
Well, my source in Houston described them as decked out mall cops.
Oh, we have a source on the inside of this story too.
Yes, yeah,
should
we
say
do.
that. We actually know one of the city council members, right?
The head of security who made the decision to dismiss the police officers, who is actually an ex-police officer herself.
And she couldn't. We wanted to get her on the show. We should say
She wasn't allowed to.
she's not allowed.
She's
to
not allowed to do an interview with us.
do an interview with psychos. Not allowed. I'm not allowed to do an interview with anti-government psychos who openly threaten public officials.
Oh god.
How many people have we specifically threatened to kill on this show?
Where's
we
the counter?
probably
We
got to
need
stop
one.
doing that at some point.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially because none of us are probably really capable of killing anyone.
Someone's gonna take it the wrong way. So anyway, they dismissed their police officers 20 months ago and hired their private security firm.
Yeah.
And in 20 months, their crime has decreased by 61%.
And here's why.
61%.
Now that's a little bit of a misleading number because it's probably not as though there was such a massive reduction in actual crime. It's probably more like there just wasn't as much frivolous crime being recorded all over the place.
Now, see, that's what I said too.
So that's not true, or what?
Well, it's a combination of both. Crime has decreased in the area
Really?
by a very, very large amount.
Because everyone that you talk to, even like the most liberal, like artsy person who's really open-minded and one of your friends or something, once you get down to it, they're like, no, but we need cops. Come on, man. You know, they would go crazy without them. You know what I mean? Most people really think that. And you're telling me legit a big reduction in dangerous crime.
Yeah, there are almost no more daytime break-ins because the Houston police was not patrolling there during the day. So if there was a break-in,
So they hired security who's actually fucking
who's
keeping a watch.
around and doing their job. And here's the other thing about it too that I thought was really cool is everyone in the neighborhood had to sign a waiver, chose to sign a waiver or chose not to sign it, which enabled the security team to come on their property. So if you didn't sign it, they can't come to your door.
That's
They
really
can't
weird.
talk to
Why
you.
would they want to be able to masturbate on your?
So they can't.
She said, "Come." Sorry.
They can't. They can't go to your door. They can't talk to you. They can't get in your house. They can't do anything without your permission if you didn't sign the waiver. Lots of people signed it because it was like, if you notice something suspicious happening on my property, you're
Please
allowed
help,
to
yeah.
investigate. You can go grab the kid who's trying to break into my house. But they
Yeah,
give people the
and-
option, which is
and
really
plus-
cool.
We went
Well,
from
you know-
punks to Puerto Ricans to children that
Yeah.
are trying to break into these people's house in Houston.
All the same thing.
And who are we kidding? We all know that it's going to be Mexicans. So who?
And then the other thing that they've done that's helped decrease.
Who though? Here's what I'm asking though. They don't have any motivation to
generate revenue.
But they don't. They're getting paid.
yeah, they
Here's
do.
the beautiful thing: they're getting paid no matter what. They don't have any motivation to write tickets. They don't have any motivation to enforce drug laws. any of this stupid shit that fucks up people who aren't really out to hurt
Actual
anyone.
criminals.
Exactly.
Yeah, actual criminals.
Right.
It's
So-
just
In the end, even if you're like a person who would never do this with the government, you'd never give the government any kind of permission to be anywhere near you. With this private security, you're like, all right, you know what? Yeah, you see something going down, come on up and check it out.
Yeah.
You know, because if it is me and my buddies smoking a blunt, you'll probably just say, okay, see you later. You know?
Yeah.
You're not going to give a shit. You never give the police permission to be on your property anytime they want because everything's fucking against the law.
Yeah.
You don't know what you could be fucked with for.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a fucking guy who wants to drink and smoke weed like we do and all this shit, it's not, you might anything. Say you piss off the wrong cop and he goes, technically you haven't mowed your lawn for 2.5 weeks and I can fine you $10 a fucking day for that. So here we go. You know what I mean? So there's just everything so against the law at this point. It really doesn't fucking matter. You know, what if you're a criminal or not? If they want to, they'll find something.
They will get you. Yeah.
The point is, it's the private security thing. So much better.
It's so much better.
And it's a shame because those companies are creepy too.
I know, right?
They're basically a lot of them. They're called security firms, but they're
white nationalist brigade where they're just walking around with guns.
They don't even. A lot of them have no allegiance to anything. They're just
except white people and only white people.
What, those private security firms?
Yes.
Are they really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or even,
who are you talking about?
I mean, Blackwater specifically. They are
I
very
would think
white
that
nationalist
they'll just.
tied.
I don't they do a lot of work in the Middle East for kind of highest bidder stuff? I mean, do they really give a shit about race? Blackwater?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, but I would be surprised.
And also,
I mean,
this neighborhood of Houston is largely Hispanic.
Oh, cool. See,
Almost 100%.
I told you.
how dare you say the Mexicans are breaking into other Mexicans' homes?
Oh, that would never happen.
Could you?
Yeah.
No, that would never happen.
Right.
But so
By
they
the
have.
way,
They have.
Although again,
it should be noted we're all Mexican. by the
Yeah,
way.
for anyone listening.
Yeah.
no, I talk a lot of shit about Mexicans. It's
Yeah.
fine. Don't worry.
Even
You
I've
can-
talked shit
you'll-
about
No
Mexicans.
matter what you say, you'll be under the radar.
Yeah.
Next to me, it's fine. I'm mad at Mexicans because they took, they took our jobs thing. I'm a little bitter about the restaurants. I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
openly a little angry because you can't get a. I mean, I've been tossed out of so many jobs because they just don't like white people. They don't, in a lot of situations, they just really don't. So I'm mad at Mexicans. I'll get over it one day. Everybody relax.
Do you think it's
I'm working through it.
okay? I don't. Okay, did you hating Mexicans?
I don't
propagate-
hate Mexicans.
I'm just kidding. That's again, we're all Mexican here, so we can discuss this openly.
I don't not hate them, no.
I just weird. Okay, so it wasn't like you didn't hate them right off the bat, but
I
you
used to love
developed-
Mexicans. Mexicans used to be my favorite, and if
Yeah.
I had to pick a segment of the U.S. subcultures, I was Mexicans are the best. You know what I mean? Well, I guess I don't know. What do you call them? Different segments of society.
Punky Puerto
whatever.
Rican children.
Yeah. But no, I used to love Mexicans, and I just got so sick of them. I'm just you all listen from the age 15 to 65. You listen to the same goddamn music. I'm not fucking buying it. Your stupid traditional music that you all listen to. It's not good. It sucks. It's just repetitive over and over for 75 years. They're just making the same music. And you see the 65-year-old dishwasher you work with listens to the same music as the 15-year-old gangbanger that pulls up at the stoplight next to you. You're the fuck is going on? I guess he's got to be 16 to drive.
Yeah.
But
Not Mexicans.
Not them.
yeah. But what do they care? Yeah, exactly.
Like he has a driver's license.
Fucking driving up all the asphalt all over the place. Coming over here, using up all the roads.
Using all our roads.
Yeah. Taking too long to fucking start again when the light turns green. That's another Mexican thing. I'll just
What?
No.
You just.
But
naming
I
things
used to really love Mexican culture, and then I think I just saw I saw too far into the belly of the beast, and I was scared. I don't
Okay.
and any culture. do you really like American culture? Like, not really.
We
you know,
don't
I mean,
have culture.
it's hard to say here because it's so weird. It's so
Right.
like splintered. But you know, I mean, Mexico's probably the same way. But you only meet one kind of Mexican, and that's the poor kind that comes here for work. You know, but there's like white Mexicans and black Mexicans and Middle
Yeah.
Eastern Mexicans and all kinds of Mexicans. You know what I mean? But it's a diverse country, whatever. But you only meet the guys that are, you know.
Maybe those between 15 and 65 that work at your restaurant,
That
push
work-
you at your job, and listen to the exact same music.
And
Same
all of
song.
them live in the same apartment too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like basically like there's like a mold of like 12 different guys that
Yeah.
comes here to work in
It's like-
restaurants.
so I realized this coming on the show might not have been the best move for my political career.
No, this is awful. Yeah. No,
you
no.
should. Oh,
Unless you're gonna want to be real tough on Mexicans, you know, you want
You guys are. I mean, we're very supportive of our own culture.
well, we're very Mexican.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
As
It's
you could
like-
probably hear through our voices.
I would
Yeah.
never say that about myself.
Actually, that's weird because I think you sound the most Mexican.
Well, you
Yeah.
certainly look the most Mexican.
Mooey,
I'll buy
if
that.
you will.
Yeah.
Mooey Mexican.
No. There's just, you know, I got too far in there, and I just got really sick of a lot of things. And there's a lot of like things that like are irritating about large groups of people when they export themselves to other situations. And this is like you could break this down into any analogy you can think of. But when a group of people who identifies culturally one way like exports themselves somewhere, they tend to hype up their fucking the way they act out their
Well-
culture in the new situation. And it's fucking annoying, you know.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
they
I mean,
say the-
everyone does it, I'm sure.
Right,
but,
because they
like,
say the loudest of any group gets the most attention, you know, so it's maybe you've just met a lot of really loud Mexicans.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, I just met a lot of guys that listen to the same music and do the exact same things and make the exact same jokes.
That's such a, you know,
Eat the exact same things all the time, have the exact same attitude about the exact same stuff, and blah 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 blah.
have
Never
you ever
go out.
smelled a
Never.
batch of fresh tortillas though?
Yeah. I've
So
been
good.
things. Anyways, how did we get lost on Mexicans?
What happened
this
here?
is- because
oh wow,
You were talking about
this
Houston.
Just digressed.
You would
oh
have-
well, there you go.
You have no idea if you stick around with the show long enough. You'll see this happens every what?
Oh, I'm-
every 2 or 3 episodes. We spend about half an hour talking shit about Mexicans.
Yeah.
For some reason, I have no idea how that started.
I wish I
but-
knew Mexicans to bring on the show.
Oh, I know plenty of Mexicans.
Yeah.
Have they been invited?
No, they're not invited to my home.
No.
No.
Oh
No, that's not going to happen. Sorry. I mean, they're okay, but I wouldn't trust them over here. You know.
And I was wondering earlier if you could say anti-government on the internet radio
Listen,
waves. Oh man,
I have European American valuables in this home. Do you think I would?
Anglo American.
I have Anglo-Saxon treasures that they would add. Their heads would spin in
Liberty or
circles.
death.
They would,
Yeah.
Don't
they
read
would
on
never.
me.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to handle it. They would just, you know, yeah. This is like jumping dimensions. You know, they can't come here.
You know, that's true because I mean, to an extent, what you're saying is right. Like because culturally, they do assign themselves in a very specific way. I'd say for the most part, but I don't, and that's what I mean. Is like even if I invited someone like that here, you know, if you did, my apologies, guys. If you invited someone like that here, they probably would be like, "Fuck that! I hate white people. You guys all listen to the same music. You all look the same. You wear the same clothes."
That's not true.
We do all look the same.
I think we look the same.
If I had 5 of my white friends in one room, there would be like 70 different genres of music represented, and nobody would agree on anything.
that's
But
so true.
you have
They're
5
so
fucking
entitled.
you have 5 Mexican guys in the same room. They'll put on that stupid station and be like, "No, this is good. I like this." All of them.
Yeah, this is fine.
No matter what.
I'm in.
And if I have to work with some old white guy and he puts on the classic rock station, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
God, I fucking hate that shit.
I'm gonna go nuts.
Oh, God.
It's traditional white guy music. I don't give a shit. It sucks.
I know.
It's terrible.
So I mean, okay, so if we're I mean, hypothetically, you're more like an inner city Latina than Vinny?
That's what most people say about me.
Socioeconomically.
What do you mean?
this. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I didn't follow it. Sorry.
Nope.
Me and Andrea like to spend a lot of time checking Facebook and stuff during the show. You'll
That's
pick
cool.
up on that.
Hey,
So,
what is Facebook, by the way?
It's a book of faces for the CIA to document everyone's identity when it comes time to identify people via their political affiliations and the thoughts they have outwardly expressed on said social networking
What a neato
platforms
idea.
to know who and who not to round up and things of
That's
that
really
nature.
creepy.
Oh,
It's a book of faces. It's I don't know. It's pretty fucking cool.
All right, I have one more thing about this private law enforcement that was hired that I think is really important.
What are
to
you
talk
talking about?
Let's go back to this Texas town.
Yeah.
What?
And
So
this better not be about Mexicans.
per year,
It's actually
Sharpstown
about bar
is
mitzvahs.
yeah. per year, Sharpstown is now saving $200,000,
Okay.
and they get more patrol officers for less money. So they're getting better security,
Right.
a safer neighborhood, less overall crime, and they're saving $200,000 a year.
But what are they doing with the $200,000? Buying speedboats, or are they actually putting it back into the community?
Fucking buying speed.
No, you know what? I
Fuck
know. I know the head of security for.
So what are they doing?
Yeah, I just
They're
wanna
putting it
know.
back in the neighborhood. They're reviving the neighborhood.
does that
building.
mean?
They built
Just
one
hiding
park
it in-
and a public garden.
Sewer drains. Fucking stuff a tiny.
Oh,
rat
No,
in
they're
there.
like
Garden.
reviving the whole area. It's becoming like a nice part of Houston again.
New basketball nets. I bet.
Yeah, I'll bet they got new basketball nets.
Yeah.
The shiny metal kind.
They hired a mariachi band that goes from door to door fighting crime.
They painted
singing
over
the same song you want to hear.
They painted over the graffiti. Put up basketball nets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They painted everything sky blue.
Here's a botanical gardens. It's like some stupid little 10 square foot bullshit garden they put in. Like we all know what they do with that fucking money. It's a bunch of stupid shit that nobody cares about. There's like 3 like disabled old ladies that'll enjoy it, you know? But, like that's gonna be the only thing.
That's what I was just. I see like
no
a.
one else cares at all.
Nice. What are those,
I don't-
mums?
Actually, I don't know because I now that I've seen many, but elderly Hispanic women, I don't like. I mean, I think it's just like older Hispanic women intimidate me innately because they're from a harder, I don't know, upbringing.
Well, let me give you a hint.
You can tell you stabbed someone.
You can probably take them. They have like a lot of like older Hispanic women have that like hunchback thing. And they don't have good posture for fighting. You'll be fine. I wouldn't be intimidated.
So, you know, I'm just gonna test that theory out the next time I see Leticia.
You guys want to do a quick break?
Yeah, for
and
sure,
come
yeah.
back.
Yeah. We'll come back.
I think we're gonna bring Matt
Probably.
and his pal on, see what they got going on. Thanks for helping us out, Shannon.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I'll be back next Thursday.
What'd you think, Andrea?
Yeah, I liked that.
I think she's better than the Earthling.
I think that's possible. Well, for instance, you showed up.
Yeah, you might have a job just based on that. I don't know. The Earthling, you are a fucking piece of shit.
We're gonna murder
and
you.
we're
Fuck
gonna
you, dude. I
fucking
stole your
kill you.
job like a
dare
Mexican
you.
would.
Yeah, talk some shit to him while we're going out.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Earthling.
She stole your job like a fucking Mexican. And you know what?
He is Mexican.
He is Mexican, so
Yeah,
fuck him.
Oh, what irony!
Let's kill him.
But the very next day.
All right, we're back on the Thursday evening overdose.
I love this.
This is what kind of music I listen to now. So I'm doing a show with a whole bunch of broads here.
And a dog that will not lay down.
Leave him alone. He's fine.
All right.
Is he okay over there? There's a person here who's allergic to dogs.
There's actually 2 people here that are allergic to dogs.
Anyways,
I can't help myself.
let's
They're cute and they're furry.
what happened? What happened when we were outside there, Shannon?
Oh, okay. I mean, my assumption is that Harrison Ford will soon be a distant memory. No, and I like, you know.
He can't soon be a distant memory. It takes a while to be a distant memory, I think.
No, it's gonna go extra fast for him.
Is
Like
he
the
a quick
Millennium
one?
Falcon.
Oh, you know what? Switch. There's a switch on that. Sorry. There you go. And our friend Morgan just sat down. Hello, Morgan.
Hello. Hi, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan. I don't know why I'm waving.
We can see you.
Go on. What happened with Harrison Ford?
Okay, so basically he got into a plane crash. Surprise. He's a pretty avid aviationist. Words I'm making up.
Aviationist.
He piloted the Millennium Falcon. Of course, he's an avid aviationist.
Yeah.
He flew in space. Go ahead.
Sorry.
He flew a plane?
Yeah, and it crashed. So he's critically injured.
Was he flying?
Yeah, of course.
Why does everyone
It was a
do
single
that?
passenger plane. I don't know why they choose to do that.
Right.
That's how they always get you. It is like if you're somebody
how the bourgeoisie gets you.
Yes, exactly.
Gonna nab you up.
If you're somebody that they want to get, you should never be in one of those small planes or any plane. But Harrison Ford, I guess, I don't know who's got a motive to kill Harrison Ford.
He's a very likable actor. I would say,
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, Jesus.
So
once I was going to be Indiana.
when an experienced actor dies, do you think they do that like long drawn out, like clutch your heart and like flop around a whole bunch, do like a really theatrical dying scene if he can manage it?
If he can manage it, yeah.
And he does like a couple takes. The guy next to him is just like, "Shut the fuck up, you idiot!" Like, let's just die in peace. He's like, "Just one more try at that. Hold on."
Another eerily specific example of something: Vinny's fetishes.
What? I don't have any fetishes.
Okay, the point is, if he's going to die soon, I just wanted to tell this great Harrison Ford anecdote. So he's flying in the single passenger plane, doomed for fate. Fated for doom?
Fated for doom, you got
Fated
it.
for doom.
You got it.
Yeah, so he's flying over some major roadway in California, as he is wont to do, and he sees someone with his eagle-like vision throw something out of their car, like a piece of trash, some debris. And so he sees this, he lands his plane on the road in front of this car, the expert aviationist. There it is again, keyword.
Wait, are you telling a real story right now?
This is a real story. He lands his plane in front of this car, probably miles after this guy has thrown probably a gum wrapper or a Mountain Dew bottle out of his car door, or car window. He lands the plane and he makes this man get out of his car and walk all the way back to the piece of trash he's thrown out of his car to pick it up. Because that's the stand-up guy that Harrison Ford was. Maybe.
Don't say that.
He really did that, huh?
He really did that.
And so I thought that was going to lead into how he crashed, like he was chasing down a litterer and tried to cut him off and clipped him with his wheel.
It might be.
He had the landing gear down and clipped their mirror.
I mean, if we're talking about
went into a tailspin.
Very realistic.
Jupiter.
I mean, realistically,
This fucking
probably
dog.
how he's.
This is what I was telling you at the beginning of the show. A dog is a terrible thing to have around.
I don't know about
Come
that.
here, Jupiter. Come here, buddy.
And dog people, they don't understand that no one wants to have your dog around. Everyone who has a dog all has this idea, hey, isn't this fun? I brought Roger. Yeah, you know what?
Roger's the lamest dog name.
Roger's slobbered on everything here, and there's no way to wash our hands because we're at a park and we were gonna eat something, but your stupid dog made everyone dirty. You can't leave it near the kid, or it might actually kill him. Roger's a piece of shit. Roger comes along with all kinds of fucking responsibilities. Now, no, you can't go to the bar after we're done at the park because you gotta fucking take Roger home, and I'm not coming back out after that. Why'd you fucking bring Roger?
Well, it's funny.
You idiot.
I
couldn't leave him at home.
The way you're describing
Dog
Roger,
people.
he's hanging out at a park. A violent sex offender. You can't leave children around him.
Yeah.
It's just this guy is a hot mess.
Roger cannot be
dogs are
Roger.
Having a dog with you is like having a fucking an escaped rapist from a mental asylum.
It is exactly what I'm very on edge right now.
Well, it's the same level of like social tension.
Get used to it.
Dude, the worst thing is when you're out somewhere and your friend shows up with a dog. It's the worst. You're like, I thought we were gonna hang out. Now you brought your fucking panting
8-year-old?
beast.
Oh.
Yeah. Right, yeah. You brought your panting 8-year-old.
Your
and
panting pedophile.
Now I'm distracted all day, turned on. No, dogs are too much fucking work, too much responsibility. It's like a person who can't tell you what the fuck is wrong. Just walking back and forth, but it's almost as big as a person, almost as much of a nuisance.
So it's kind of like a woman.
If you spend a lot of time with a dog, you can figure out what they want by what they do. Makes perfect sense.
No, I know. They're all right. Whatever.
They're awesome. And if I could, I would bring my dog everywhere.
So let's wrap it up on Harrison Ford. So he crashed. He's not looking good.
He's gonna be okay. If we all believe and clap our hands, he'll pull through.
Yeah, he will. I know he will.
Just not right now because I don't want to.
Yeah. This isn't going to be another one of those Philip Seymour Hoffman things where I cry for 4 days, okay? So, we're not going to let it happen this time.
Cried because Philip Seymour Hoffman?
I'm sorry, he's
He was
easily...
an amazing actor and a national treasure.
Yeah, easily top 3 best actors of my generation, at least. I don't know, you're like 80, right, Vinny?
Yeah, I don't really watch, and I don't watch movies. I don't
watch moving pictures.
Yeah, I like
the talkies. They call them.
I was just gonna say,
Them newfangled talkies for me.
Ever since talkies came out,
My
Jesus
buenos
Christ, why are there old jokes happening?
You know.
How old are you?
Morgan? That question was addressed to Morgan.
No, now we're going around the room.
Let's say 24.
All right.
I'll be 17 in 4 weeks, so...
See, nobody wants to talk about it, right? It's cool to make an old joke about somebody else.
I'll be 31 in March.
But now when I go around the room, nobody wants to talk about it.
No, okay, so you want to talk about it? You look like you're 18, max.
My name's Vinny, but all right.
Yeah, hello, Vinny. Hello, Vinny.
Called me Max. All right, let's talk to
No,
let's talk to
I
Morgan.
mean maximum.
Morgan,
like,
sorry.
You look like 18. That's what you know what? Let's just talk about something else.
Yeah, sorry I asked how old you were, Morgan. Let's talk to you.
It's cool, don't worry.
Let's get to know Morgan.
Totally.
Andrea.
Let's get to know Morgan.
What kind of person are you, would you say?
A very decent person.
And what do? You go to school?
I go to school at Loyola University.
Okay.
I pay for it myself.
What are you going to be?
Going to be a filmmaker, and I'm in pre-law, and I plan to go to law school after this. Ideally, to go into defense, because I would like to be like a public defender. And then eventually maybe in Congress in an ideal world. Who knows?
God damn.
And I'm also an escort.
Oh, well, there it is. But also, I don't know if you know this. If Congress is in your future, this is the wrong radio show to come on. I don't know if you caught that last segment, but
well, no, that's why I like it.
No,
it takes weird people like
so
this
you're working as an escort to eventually become a congressperson. Is your basically where you're going?
Fucking American dream.
If you want to say it like that.
Well, it's funny because in a couple, in a couple more election cycles, like it's kind of an outdated thing that people would even really give a shit. And you know what I mean? As time goes on, that's not going to be an issue. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to be a congressperson. That's a whole other story. But if you do really want to, it probably will be
personal hell that I want to subject myself
yeah,
to.
it probably would be less and less of an issue that you did some escorting around at some point.
I already figured out that if that ever actually came and I was up for an election of some sort, that I would just come out right with it and be like, this is what I did. I was 20-something.
Up for
it was
erection.
the good time to do it. I made good money.
Hey, put your headphones on if I whisper a joke, you can hear. Somebody put headphones on. Yeah. Okay. So
is that like another
what
one
kind
of your
of
tasteful Asian jokes?
What kind of work are you doing for the old escorting? Because here's what I picture.
Please don't.
No, I love this. This is very funny to me.
No, because I would wonder, what would I have to do? What the fuck? It's not fair. See, you're a girl. You're allowed to make thousands of dollars.
Oh, wow.
What?
Whoa. Oh, no, that's adorable. No,
What?
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was making assumptions. Go ahead and finish that statement.
No.
I was looking at the puppy.
Yeah.
He did something adorable.
No, I'm just saying, what?
Dog people are assholes and pedophiles.
Yeah, they are.
Thanks for the input,
dogs
Vinny.
were like into pedophiles. I don't know.
When I think about escorting, what do you have to do as a guy to be anywhere near as valuable as a woman in that industry? I know we
I
talked.
might bring Mistress Plastic in on this one.
We talked to Matt about what he did, but I don't know. It's a weird industry that pisses me off because you told me you're paying your tuition doing it, and my immediate reaction is pure jealousy. I'm just like, why can I not have sex for a living? You know,
you can,
but I would have to have sex with men.
No, you wouldn't. I've seen guys that operate. Well, they're usually bi. So there's
because you can't make money as a straight guy escort.
Gigolo.
Can you?
I've never seen a gigolo.
Yeah,
I've never met one.
exactly.
They only exist in myth and legend.
Okay, another anecdote for coming from the Pugs League corner. I actually recently happened with my very best friend Tyler. I bet you're listening.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
Fuck you, Tyler.
Okay, so I just know he gambles a lot because he's a scumbag, and he lost a lot of money. He went up to the bar, started drinking pretty heavily, met a woman, and they got to talking, and he was like all ready to get it in and everything. And so her husband comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "Fuck,
damn,
shit."
So the husband, the wife, and Tyler get to talking, and they're just like hanging out, and he's like awkwardly like, "Shit, what the fuck is gonna happen?" And the wife politely and very ladylike dismisses herself to use the powder room. And that's when the husband jumps over to his side of the booth and goes, "So, what were your intentions with my wife?" So sweaty palms ensue, and he starts freaking out. He's like, "No, man, I just thought I thought she was here alone, and that was my bad." And he was like, "No, my wife's always wanted to be double teamed." So he ends up going upstairs to they get a hotel room and everything, and he does this. I mean, assumingly pro bono, and sorry. Awesome jokes. It's just
funny because it all makes sense.
No, and so they finish.
Go ahead.
They finish up and they leave him $500. I mean, and, it's kind of stupid because he's very attractive and it's fucking gross. Can you wait?
They're at a casino bar.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. I mean, I don't do it, but I do not disrespect the girls that do or the gentlemen.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Wait, is he an escort?
I think it was a one-time off kind of thing.
It's really weird because I've always had assumptions, but he won't outright tell me because I think there's some...
Because he's got to do the gay stuff. That's what I had a friend... No, it is. I had a friend... I had a friend who worked for an escort service, and he tried to tell us... First of all, he'd flash fucking big wads of cash, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, I only do straight stuff." We'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you." No, there's no way, dude.
All right,
Such
and
a
he
liar.
knows, yeah.
But he just didn't want to admit it. We were young. He's 21. He was embarrassed or whatever, but... I'm sure he was gaying it up, to get all that, all that cash. That's where the real cash is at. That's why a guy wouldn't admit, I would imagine, because it naturally leads to the questions from your friends. "Oh, you're an escort? Really? So a lot of women.
How's your butthole?
A lot of women.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women paying for sex. Are there?" No, there's not.
No.
Although. There's a few. I mean, he told me my friend who was doing this for a while did tell me a few believable stories about women with a tumor on their face or something. You know what I mean? They don't have many options, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck it, I got money. I'm gonna get some dick one way or another." Or he'd have. That's how they would talk. Yeah, or disabled older women or something that would just want to hang out with a hotter hot younger guy or something, So there was some stuff like that, but for the most part, he's sucking dick. He's sucking business dick.
But you know what?
Oh, that's cool though.
They might have a different kind of advertising structure than I do because I don't run into them on the internet and they don't really go to the meet and greets, but maybe they exist.
Who? What do you mean?
Gigolos,
Oh, right,
that
okay.
Can cater to women. I'm sure there's a lot of lonely women out there.
Oh, absolutely. They just, they lack the confidence. Well, I mean, okay, and I just wanted to...
It's the same thing, I would think.
There's lonely women out there for 15 seconds. And then they're not lonely.
Okay. You need to be wearing that shirt that says "Women ruined my life."
Yeah, that's probably a little. I have some of that in me, but it's also true. It's just it's not really worth debating whether men or women have an easier time just kind of going out and getting laid if that's what they want to do.
How did did this conversation start? Okay, I
that's
want to
all
know.
I was saying.
Yeah, I respect it. Okay, yeah. Morgan, how did this come about? Like, how did you get into this? I'm really interested.
I started as a dominatrix and, did that for like a year, maybe 2 years, and realized it would be a lot easier to do this, but also because it is really, really fun, and it was the next natural step and progression in what I was doing. And it actually ended up being a lot more liberating than just being a straight out dominatrix. Because with that, there's all sorts of rules and like power exchange.
What do you mean this? What did you switch to?
To actually having sex.
And so, okay. So I just want to make sure we're going there.
No. The switch from like, I'll fuck you in the ass with a dildo to let's fuck.
You fuck me in the ass with a dildo.
No, absolutely. I don't do Greek.
Okay, well,
thank you.
So, hold on.
There's so many rules and I want to ask you about that too, but go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what's the legal like gray area with all of this? Because like there's when I have had, because now that I like think about it, I've known a couple people involved with escort stuff over the years, and they're always getting busted, and everyone I know has been arrested at some point. Has that shit gone down with you at all, or no?
No, never. No. I employ an assistant that goes through all my emails and screens my clients extensively through 4 different processes, and I think one of which is actually
there must be
her like grandfather that was a cop or something, and so she has access to some sort of registry. So I see everything about this guy, anything, financial records, his job, his last 4 jobs, his
and at
family.
This point, there's kind of a network in that industry online, right? Where if somebody's like shady in some way, word gets around. I would imagine, pretty easily. But so you're saying like you've got this screening process to where like what you're doing really isn't legal, but nobody's coming after you
because they can't get to me. Yes,
get to you, and
that sounds cocky. And watch me get pinched tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
No, let's not. No.
Like hopefully though, my assistant is absolutely amazing. She has never. When I was actually touring and I was in Cleveland for a little while, and she made sure that any same days were screened extensively, especially further because I was out of town. And I got back, and it turns out that there was a huge bust in Cleveland, that like 50 girls got busted, and that a lot of the inquiries that were in my email were the LE, the law enforcement, that was busting all these girls. So they tried to get to us, like me and my girlfriend, but they couldn't because we made sure that they couldn't.
That's awesome. You blocked them. That's awesome.
Yeah, because you ask for too much information. They don't want to ask. They don't want to answer all that and be like, oh, because their cover gets blown.
Yeah, because they don't have all that information because they're not real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you actually go out and like do conventions and shit like that, and
you said
you don't want to. Do you not really want to say?
No, I know I do meet and greets, but meet and greets are like mostly with other girls, and it can get really, really catty. They are really mean and they don't care for me.
Garbage.
What's the deal? Is there any philosophical difference between like prostitution and drugs as far as like the legality thing goes? Because it's like, it's really the same argument, right? It's like, why spend the time and resources and use the threats of violence to control people to supposedly keep them safe from themselves from making their own decisions about what they really want to do with their body? It's the same exact argument, right? We probably don't need to go over that whole fucking thing.
No, but I get that argument all the time.
What you probably do. You know a lot of people that you talk to who are like, well, come on, they can't legalize prostitution because then what? Everyone would have herpes, and
it's a bullshit.
What do
you
people
can pick
think?
Whatever you want. They usually think that like, well, if you legalize this, and all of our daughters are going to be 12-year-old hookers, and we're not going to be able to find them, and they'll be disappearing, they'll be taken, and
same as if you
read the Bible.
If you legalize drugs, you're going to end up
everyone's
with
going to be a heroin addict.
Everyone's going to be a heroin addict by 15. So it is the
but
same.
that's actually happening in like Joliet or something.
Oh, it's happening.
Plainfield.
It's happening in nice towns like
Yeah.
Elmhurst, Naperville.
Are you
There's
kidding me?
like
There's a kid
heroin
every year
is
that dies of an
heroin's
NOD in
a very
Naperville.
popular drug now. Yeah.
Okay, but
So it's and you know, I would imagine prostitution is just as popular as it ever was too. It's not fucking going away.
Oldest
it's
profession.
World's oldest
what-
profession.
Yeah. So you do you openly talk about this with people in your life and kind of have these arguments and get all this shit out on the table or what?
I talk to my friends about it. I'm not very
Family, no, not
hidden.
really.
No, absolutely not. But only because the stigma that is attached to what I do. That I'm doing it for someone else, that someone's taking all the money that I've earned, and that I'm being pimped out or this or that, and that I'm a college student. It just works out well.
Let's talk about that.
yeah.
You, not college.
No, I mean, like, there's a bunch of preconceived notions that are attached to.
Right, that you're
what
being
I was
trafficked.
what I was gonna ask is, that is the case for a lot. I mean, obviously,
It
for a lot of
is.
people.
No, of course it
but
is.
for in recent years, it's like the industry there's a lot more light shed on the industry, and the average person 15, 20 years ago knew nothing of the sex industry in general, and
Right,
that
it
could
was-
encompass porn or escorts or whatever, anything.
Dominatrixes, anything.
Now
Those all
the
kind
average
of
person
considered.
has seen a few things, and they find the perspective has changed and stuff, and it seems like a much safer thing
It is.
than it used to be. I mean, you're not obviously for someone like you've got 100 steps of security that's mostly technologic. It's tech stuff that happens before a physical encounter ever happens. I mean, it's like you don't have to be the same old like jaded whore that you had to be 25 years ago
exactly.
to start prostituting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
It's something. The industry's changed entirely. It's not meth
it's not
sad
it's
people
not
anymore.
13-year-old runaways and shit. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
like,
okay, I was
not
going to say I
taxi
know
driver.
a number of women who are already jaded whores that have never gone into that industry.
Exactly.
So, okay.
That is one thing that led me to this. Like, it's nothing
And
that
again,
a lot of people don't do on Saturday night anyway.
Exactly.
I was just throwing
and I'm
that out
thinking
there,
like
but-
I don't make money for any of the times I have to suck a
Right?
dick.
Exactly.
It's
And you
so
do
goddamn-
anyway, and you could get paid brilliantly.
I think about that.
Sorry, I'm not endorsing it, but I kind of am, because
And again,
if you do
I,
it right, you can make good money.
I was just throwing it out there, but you don't have 13-year-old runaways, right?
No, it's just I
Oh,
do
okay.
my own
Her
thing.
assistant
It's just
is a
me.
Whatever.
My assistant's amazing. She's super, super cute, and
So she's not in 8th grade yet.
she's so young and fresh.
Do you know any escort services that have those 13-year-old runaways?
Absolutely not. I'm so sorry, but
Yeah,
I
we're
can
gonna
maybe
find one.
direct you to
This is journalism
my
here.
friend
Yeah.
at I don't know.
This is why I
the
just hang.
FBI.
This is why I just hang out at road stops. I just hang.
Flowers by Irene.
Flowers by Irene.
I hang out at truck stops for this exact purpose.
Not why.
Oh God.
Yeah,
The lot lizards.
I don't know.
Lizards. I love
I gotta
that term.
I gotta go grab a drink. Will you will you guys talk prostitution
Yes,
for a minute?
because
while
I
I'm
have a
gone?
lot of
Yay.
questions for
All
you.
right.
I hope that is.
Let's get a woman.
No.
Let's have some women asking other women about prostituting.
Okay, 'cause this is. I mean, I
Hold
know,
on.
and I probably already seemed like overly enthusiastic
No,
about
it's
it.
totally cool.
But
How do I become a prostitute?
okay, Vinny, leave the room.
That I meant to go for the other one, but go ahead.
The applause. So I guess is there a lot of drugs associated with the sex industry? I mean, just I can see it being something that women sort of harbor as like self-deprecating, or that there's something to feel bad about there. Or...
I have heard that, and in the echelon that I work in, this is dreamy and nice.
The upper
Yeah.
echelon.
It's
Well,
a conversation.
My price point, and like the girls that I work in competition with, are, $7.50 an hour. So,
Damn.
Wait, what did you
And
say?
here we are sucking dick for free. I'm serious.
$750
Adrian and I are like
Jesus.
upset.
God damn it. I thought I made decent money. That sucks.
but we have to get our own space, and when I say
Yeah.
we, it's me and my girlfriend, and like we work together for the most part. Like I will pretty much exclusively only work with her for the first time I meet a client. But after that, if I like the client, sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
So
I apologize for that. If I like the client, I will see him solo.
Okay.
But I always see first-time clients with her.
Is she like your security?
No, we work together. We're like a duo. We're
You said she's like little, right?
No, that's the assistant she was
that's
talking
the
about. This is a
assistant.
girlfriend. that
And the
she's
assistant
mentioning that
isn't
she
little.
works
She's
Gotcha.
short, but
Okay.
she's like in her 30s and like
See, I'm
tattooed
imagining
and
like,
cute.
okay, so one time I went to a bachelor party.
No,
for
absolutely,
whatever
do not
reason.
do that.
And the stripper who came had like a big burly security guy who like made sure that nobody was fucking around, you know? So I was just wondering if it was kind of a similar situation. But no, you feel like you kind of eliminate the risk through the screening process.
Yeah, through the screening and the price point.
Yeah, the price
And
point
the
is probably
fact that,
important
like, we
too.
have references, and if anything goes down, like I said, there are 2 of us versus 1 of him. So he's standing there with rope.
There's a shorter one. It's on the table.
Well, that's okay. So, I mean, the indication there is if you like a client, you will see him solo. So, I mean, you have to have tons of regulars.
Yeah, I love my regulars, and they vary a lot because I also do like kink and BDSM and stuff like that because that's where my roots are. Oh my God, the Potato Man.
Okay. Now, what's just happened is our beer wench has encouraged Morgan to share with us the tale
The
of
Potato Man.
The Potato Man.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I wanted to ask eventually about was, you know, the weird ones.
The weird ones?
that- yeah.
Okay. This was the absolute worst one.
Yeah, I knew we would get there eventually, but I just wanted to get some of that intellectual stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
You know?
That's Andrea's impression of
Yeah.
Vinny. He's still making a drink.
All right, the Potato Man. This was when because I was working for an agency when I first started doing this, which turns out to be a really bad idea. They always say like, oh, it's for women by women. No, they're just pimps in dresses. They tell you where to go. They take a percent. It's no
So
fun.
that doesn't happen now with an escort service?
No, it does. That's why I don't work with an escort
works
service. I'm
independently,
independently.
yeah.
I
Oh,
do
fuck, I'm
everything on
sorry.
my own.
Okay.
I make my own ads. I schedule my own photographers.
So
and
this
stuff like
assistant that you have, you guys are...
she works for me.
You're on your own. Okay, cool.
No, yeah, she just
So
makes
you're
sure
a-
that everything's
You're
cool.
a small business owner.
I am, and I can actually
fucking
get myself turned
amazing.
into an LLC.
You're a rogue.
That's amazing.
You're
I have
a...
a stockbroker and everything.
You better watch out because, see, you're challenging the whole industry. No industry likes rogue people to be
No.
successful.
No one.
They don't like it.
You're
Oh,
not
by
allowed
the way,
to play by your own rules.
If you guys at home want to get in on this, 630-599-RUBS. 630-599-RUBS. Call us up.
We'll decide.
Join the conversation. Anyways, go on back. You guys are getting into some of the weird shit,
Yeah,
huh?
no. And I was just asking about the Potato Man.
The Potato Man. Potato Man. I had put my 2-week notice in with the agency because I realized that I could make a lot more money and be just as safe, if not safer, by myself. You know, going through the same process and them taking like 40% of my money and doing literally nothing for me. So I think this was to punish me. But
40%?
40-60 split.
Just to hook you up with safe clients, basically.
Yeah, but they
So
weren't
if-
safe. They didn't do any screening.
Right.
There's no guarantee there.
But they have like an implied thing where it's like guys that buy from there, they don't usually fuck around.
Right.
They don't,
Like
they know
the
what they're
idea is
doing.
like you're safer with an agency.
Right. Which is
It's not true.
It's probably safer than just being out on the street per se,
Right.
but it's like it's not safer than if you really like any industry. I mean, I keep saying this, but it's like anything you could be a rogue entrepreneur of any industry. People will say, "Hey, it's not as safe as going with the big firm down the street." Yeah, well, guess what? I can do the legwork myself and get a much bigger profit margin and make sure I cover my ass the ways that I need to. It's the same in any fucking business.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to be smart about it. Everything boils
Yeah.
down to just being smart about stuff. And, you know, keeping your safety in mind and saying that you're not going to be like, I'll see same days. Oh, he didn't screen well because that. And no, you don't take any chances. I don't take same day appointments. Other than when I was
Yeah.
in Cleveland, but they were all pre-screened.
Right.
And, you know, it's not a good idea to go into this like alone, but if you do, you can do it in such a way where you can be really safe and make a lot of money and have a lot of fun.
All right, how weird will you go? And is there a moment? What?
I mean, I want to hear about the Potato Man first. How about that?
I know we
really do.
Oh, we keep
Potato Man.
Yeah, we keep missing that. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, Potato Man.
What is this
was
Potato
punishment.
Man thing?
He was
Go ahead.
punishment from my agency when I told them I was leaving. We had gotten a hotel room, and that's another thing. You have to pay for your own hotel room working with an agency. They say, we'll reimburse you for X amount, but we do that at the end of the month. You have to say, it's bullshit. You end up paying for everything, and it's just a nightmare. But they sent this guy to me, and I was like, okay, what am I looking for? Because it was one of the hotels where you have to swipe a key to get into the elevator. And they're like, oh, he's wearing a baseball hat, gray t-shirt, shorts. You'll know him when you see him. I'm like, oh, okay, great. There was one man sitting in that lobby. He had no arms, no legs. He was a potato. He was a fucking potato. And that wouldn't even bother me. I have no problem working with disabled people.
Did he have a dick, though?
Yes, he did. And
All right.
he was very aggressive and really mean.
How could he be aggressive with no arms and no legs?
Because he had... The one arm was cut to
and
like
you
right
call
here.
him the Potato Man?
Because he reminded me of a potato.
Oh my god!
It wouldn't have bothered me at first. Like I said, I have no problem working. I would have liked to know because there are certain precautions and stuff that you have to do to prepare for a session like that.
Really?
I've done sessions with, the handicapped and stuff like that because everyone has needs regardless of.
Sure.
Everyone's mind works the same.
Well, right. No, I would imagine that would be a huge part of that industry is people who don't have an easy time getting laid on their own, obviously.
Right,
you know what I mean?
And I do the weird stuff, too.
But it's not all that. It's some guys are fucking probably could get laid.
And do often.
But some guys get off on paying somebody,
Right. That's financial domination. And I am a big fan of that.
Yeah, hello servers out there.
I would imagine so because their fantasy doesn't really involve anything creepy other than giving you money. So it's like that completes the circuit for them. Fuck it,
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't even think it's that because you do fetish work, and I think
I love
enjoy
that. Was
right?
where I started kind of in this career was in fetish work.
And do you have something that you do better or more willing, or you're more willing to do a thing that you know what I mean? Do you have something like an angle that you push, like, hey, I'm the one that fucking will drive a needle into your knee and piss on your face better than anyone else? I don't know, whatever the thing is.
We're
do you
an
have
exclusive duo, so that's
who's an exclusive duo?
Me and my girlfriend, and she's
Your
actually
assistant.
my girlfriend. No, not my assistant.
See, why
the
does that
girl
keep
I work
happening?
with
Is a different person?
My
They
girlfriend
use the same
and
assistant?
an assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, she works.
Well, I've missed parts of the conversation. I was in and out.
Okay, I will fill you in.
Yeah, just do that.
I have an assistant.
Yeah.
And she's great, but then I also have a partner that I work with exclusively in the field. And she's my girlfriend. We're in a relationship together. We have been for some time. And, we started working together because I wanted to. I knew she was a dominatrix. And
So
I
you're-
approached her and I'm like, hey, teach me.
Okay, cool. And you're in like an exclusive relationship outside of work.
Not even. No.
Not really?
Like
No.
we see sex differently than everyone, I guess.
No, and I totally appreciate.
You're
that's-
one of those people I could never be, but I've heard a lot.
Monogamy is for suckers.
Dude, I could never do it. I admire people that are just like, yeah, sex is sex, and it's fun, and we do what we do, and whatever. Like I admire it, but it's so strange to me. I could never be that loose with it. If I can't have my girlfriend fuck somebody else, I'll die inside.
I had a boyfriend for a little while and it didn't exactly work out because
well,
I saw things differently.
Right, and some guys are cool with that. I know I'm not, but I'm like, I admire it kind of because it's so freeing, because sex is such, especially when you're really emotional about it, like I am kind of, it's such a preoccupying thing in life. It sucks. It's like, and it can cause years of pain when something wrong doesn't, when something bad happens to you. It's like,
and that's where I come in. Years later.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
When I'm a total wreck, to give me 10 more years, give me your
Well, no,
card.
after that, there's they say in Showgirls, there's always someone younger and prettier coming down those stairs.
Yeah.
I'll
Sure.
be gone by then. But hopefully, if I do things well, I'll be either a madam
She'll
or
be a
invested.
congresswoman. Hello.
Or a congresswoman.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Do you see now that since you have you have a girlfriend, do you seek heterosexual either like just hookups or relationships? Because obviously, I assume it's like more of an open.
My girlfriend has a husband, and he's kind of my boyfriend.
You guys are fucked up.
No, I love this because there is such a
postmodern
stigma.
relationships.
Right.
And that's what I
it's
mean.
like a poly relationship.
Yeah, polygamous. Yeah.
A postmodern shotgun murder when that guy has enough of it.
Oh my God, I'm waiting.
Is
Because we sync and we're on
'cause
the same cycles.
Eventually though, like, I don't know, man. So those things, you wouldn't be the first person to think, hey, we've transcended those little things, but then somebody would fucking snap and get angry at some point.
Well,
you know
no,
what
of
I mean?
course not. But you know what? We've been together now for so long that that's already happened.
And he
like
knows
5
about
times
it. Obviously,
each.
he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, no, he knows everything.
Yeah.
We don't hide it. He goes
I wouldn't care if my girlfriend had a girlfriend. That wouldn't bother me.
Why not? The double standard.
Why not? Because there's not a competition. Because because even it wouldn't.
Everyone gives you.
It's such
things.
a different thing. It's like if she was like gonna date a lizard, I'd be like,
Jesus fucking Christ! You
Thanks.
not just liking a woman to a lizard.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Genders are so
No.
confusing and odd that
Yeah, oh,
they have
God.
to be scales and.
No,
green.
you guys are trying to pull some little weird trick where you're creating a straw man that I didn't even fucking say.
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is
You get
that
paid for tricks.
It might,
This is pro bono.
exactly. No, and you're trying to pull you see, I'm doing radio against 3 women right now. Not with the,
first time for everything.
Quarters,
so
okay.
no, but what I'm saying is like. It's not I can't compare myself to a woman sexually. So if my girlfriend had a girlfriend, there'd be no way for that to be an intimidating thing to me. But if she was fucking another guy, there'd be the 100, oh my God, does he have a better dick than me? Is it something happening that she likes better? Is it this, you know what I mean? If it's another guy, there's all these 100 ways to compare myself and for that to be an issue. So if she had a girl, a fucking what are you shaking your head about over there? What's wrong? Give him a mic.
2 guys and
Hey,
one girl.
Stop. You're fucking yelling. Hold on.
2 guys and 1 girl are the ideal relationship. Girls have more orifices than a man.
I love the way you say that word.
Yeah.
Say
See,
one
no,
more
you
time.
guys are
Orifices.
you guys are
pretty hot, right?
You guys are different than me though. I'm not
Yeah.
that
I think that
like
would be I think that's the best way to go, man.
yeah, see, I'm not that like liberated sexually. I can't do that shit. I can't like
Well,
I'm completely,
Well, that's the thing is like I'm really interested in the idea that this cisgendered hetero, it's all there's a lot of oppression put on. And that's why things like sex work are still taboo because so many people have a problem with the idea. And it's so weird because this is all right, hello radio. I never have sex. How about that? I just don't because I don't
get laid in civilian life.
Yeah, seriously. That's what I
it's
mean.
the damnedest
Civilian
thing. I
life.
cannot get anybody to stick it in me.
You're a sex
Unless
warrior.
they're paying you.
Exactly. And you
That's
know
so
what? That
weird.
gets weird after a while. You're just like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with me?
well,
Am I doing
because
something wrong?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because because once you're out of the professional world, now sex has emotion attached to it. And while most guys walk around pretending I don't give a fuck, I just want some pussy, what's actually going on is they're dealing with all kinds of psychological issues that are making them act that way outwardly, but they're actually searching for their comfort somewhere that they want, So it's not as simple to just go out and get like, why is nobody going to stick it in me? Well, because you're freaking them out, because you're intimidating them because they're looking for that emotion that you're not like attaching to the thing, I think,
I don't know. I just see it as fun. That's why I frequent sex
Well, right,
clubs.
but that freaks guys out. That freaks out lonely single guys. I'm telling you right now. I'm just telling you. That's probably what it is.
Come off as too strong.
Not even that so much as like you're not engaging them.
unemotional,
You're not engaging
detached.
and you're not engaging them in the rhythm they're comfortable with. You're too comfortable. Yeah, you're too fucking you're
Hey, there's no strings. Let's do this.
And as much as a guy thinks that he wants that, when you're actually confronted with it, here's what happens. You go like, oh my God, like this girl is going to be demanding sexually. I'm going to have to be like, I'm going to have to like do some amazing things. No, this is a real thing. Guy, this is, I mean,
learn though. I'm happy I'm learning
like
this.
if you're a normal guy who's out there trying to be like impressive to women, what you're going to immediately think is like, oh no, like I don't know what her experience is and can I like live up to it? This is if you're a fucking idiot like me, like who doesn't understand that it'll just be fine, that like people like each other and it'll be just be fine, probably, you know what I mean?
Tomorrow,
but right, exactly. Like girls are like, but like an idiot. That's what it is, though. Most guys are gonna have that thing of like, oh fuck, dude, this girl's gonna eat me up, and she's not gonna like what I do, and I'm gonna feel stupid, and I'm gonna hate myself for, you know what I mean?
That makes me sad.
That's what's going on, though.
That explains.
That's what's going on with a girl like you, I guarantee.
I'm wondering, do you like when you meet like a male or anyone, when you meet someone that you're genuinely like interested in and want to pursue like either a sexual or romantic relationship with them, do you share right off the bat your line of work?
I go with dominatrix because it's in the sex industry, but it's a little less
taboo,
shocking than escort.
It's a little easier for a stranger to be like,
it's easy to digest. As weird as that sounds,
it almost seems it's like you play a role somewhere and that's not actually you. So it's like a little bit
right. It's a good introduction,
right? Yeah,
and it is what I started doing.
It's like somebody tells you I star in this play every weekend, and you're like, oh okay,
that's cool.
I don't actually think that you're a sword fighter. You're just in Hamlet, It's like one of those things that's easier to detach from, But yeah, I don't know. I guarantee you, if guys are like weird with you, it's just that thing that you're just too. Guys want to make you nervous. We want to make you nervous.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be. That's if you're in a classical like sexual role,
right? And that is what I forget.
Right, and you might have removed yourself from like classical sexual roles in certain ways, and you forget that
a
like
lot of ways.
Yeah, and to a lot of guys, they're just stuck in that thing of where you're just we want to make you fucking scared. That's what we want.
No, yeah, they like the chase and the terrified doe.
Right, exactly, and that's still a thing that's programmed into a lot of us that just naturally turns us on. Is like, wow, she's somewhat put off and distrusting of me. I must be intriguing, and she's giving me. You know what I mean? I must be somewhat intriguing and edgy here. Now I can maybe impress her,
right, and
do something sexually that's cool.
You got it up there now. Break it up.
But like when a girl's just like, yeah, fuck you, I've seen it. Let's do. You're like, oh no, I
guess I do put out that vibe. It's like a therapy session right now, dude.
I swear to God,
and I'm answering you like I answer my therapist.
Well,
like, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
I'm just letting you know from the perspective of a guy, because like I'm not, like I said, as comfortable as like either you or Matt or probably a lot of people
Matt and I are
like,
sluts.
I'm like, yeah, I'm way more like Norman Rockefeller about sex, than
Norman Rockwell. I hope you mean.
I mean Rockefeller. Norman Rockefeller. Norman Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Wow.
He'll steal your money, but he'll do it in a charming Americana way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he will paint a beautiful picture of a bank right in the middle of your nice town. No, what I meant to say, I'm like, I'm so like compared to people like you, I'm like just like vanilla completely, but like
a lot of people are, and I think that's part of the problem.
And that's the problem, is that's most people, and we live voyeuristically through either experiences with someone like you, or people that just might watch porn or whatever it is. Most people are entering that and exiting it. They're going, okay, I'm going to this place, I'm getting my fucking poison out, and that's my experience, and I'm done, and I'm back to my average life.
That's
here.
why my life is so kind of funny to me, because to so many of my clients, I'm like a huge experience. I've been told that I'm on like a bucket list, and I'm on this and that, and like I have to do this before I die. And I just knew I had to do it with you. And it's such a big deal. And I'm like, dude, it's Tuesday.
Right.
Like, I got 4 you tomorrow. I don't know.
Okay, so, and like kind of going back to what you said about, and you were, I mean, Vinny, you had mentioned like you want to a little bit it's like sexually intimidate women like in a classic relationship.
You want to put
but you mentioned being like the woman in that case being like the scared doe, the like frightened doe, and you can't do that anymore because you can't.
I
That's
never
all there's
could.
Yeah.
Like that was never my thing, and it just isn't. It doesn't work for me. I don't like being timid. I don't know. I've always been one of the guys, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that's another, again, hot word, taboo, or just like something that makes people uncomfortable when the woman is the
sexual aggressor.
Yes, aggressor, yeah. Or the instigator, the person who, the dominatrix, and the man or the, even if it's a woman, the sub in that situation. Yeah, exactly. I think it makes people uncomfortable when women are in that role sexually because there is still, even though it's 2015, this Victorian opinion on sex. And even, and I'm sure like there's a part of me that doesn't agree with it or reason with it, but I do empathize. Like I see it. Like I get it.
Yeah, of course. And like on my end, I look at like, oh, white picket fence, and and they're so in love, and they have. Whatever.
But you can have that like.
I would hate it. I've tried it and I can't stand it.
No, but you could have that idea of a devoted love and a purity without sacrificing what you have.
Right, and
in terms of sex, sex just being what it is to you.
I'm going to be sentimental, but I think I have that.
Love doesn't have a lot. One thing that I will say is like love doesn't always have a lot to do with sex and vice versa.
No, absolutely not.
And like you have all kinds of people in your life that you love, and you're not fucking them. I mean,
and you wouldn't.
He's
my best friend. I love him more than anybody else, Matt, and I would never because that would just ruin everything.
Yeah, so I mean, you can have that. You can have your corny love situation, and be having 3 ways with the neighbor.
I have seen him naked a lot, and I've seen him get head and do a lot of stuff, and it was hot. I dug it. It was nice.
Stuff and do a lot of it,
So what's the fucking
coke-fueled orgy?
What's the shit that you? Let me get to this because you seem pretty open. What's the shit that you've had to be talked into doing? Like,
I want to know what you're...
And I'm not meaning this in a creepy way, but like, what's somebody's fetish that you're like, I don't want to do that, and they're like, come on,
but
700,
I don't think you
700 more bucks right here.
But is that even how it works? Don't you set rules before you meet someone?
No, but shit happens. People try to talk you into stuff.
People get through and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've had, it's usually like, because I don't do Greek, and Greek is any sort of butt stuff.
What does that mean? Anal?
Anal.
The anal
the
cavity.
Old Hershey Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that because, no. And
that could cause permanent damage.
It could. And girls that do that get paid very, very well, and I respect them. And that's awesome. And it's called the porn star experience. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's
don't they all have? Like, isn't there a lot of health problems and shit? Because like I don't know why I feel like I know this, but I feel like that at some point I saw or heard that like this. Oh, you know what? It was Loveline. It was Dr. Drew used to talk about. This can be like a lifelong fucking like health effects and like can cause all kinds of fucking problems if
I have a funny quip about that actually. That's very unfortunate.
Hold on.
I am.
If you're gonna,
Dr. Pepper is.
I'm just saying where I heard it. I remember I was calling that memory out of like the abyss, and I'm like, well, halfway through the sentence, I gotta admit it was Loveline.
That's okay. I love Dr. Drew.
Yeah, I was just calling that memory up, but so. Isn't it fucking, there's got to be people walking around with assholes falling out all over the place. Like, wow, I'm really glad I got fucked in my ass for $800 in 1997. But now the last...
I can't imagine it. It seems too much, man.
What? What's wrong with you guys?
It's wrong.
What?
Yeah, like, okay, anal sex, like, you should never, like, just dive into it, like,
no,
okay.
You gotta finesse your way in,
exactly.
obviously.
And, like,
okay,
if done properly, as it should be, you're not gonna have what you're referring to, which is known as a rectal prolapse.
That's what it is, the pink sock.
Yeah.
Right.
That requires stitches and everything, and yeah, that's, you fucking fucked up.
It's called pink socking.
That's all I wanted to say. Yeah. But if done properly, and if you if you do it a lot,
believe me,
your asshole isn't going to become like bubble gum, like some,
No, there's a proper way to do everything. I've done every drug under the sun, but I'm just saying, if you're a young girl that gets into prostitution, I'm sure there's a lot of risks. I'm sure they get hurt. I don't know. Whatever. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a tragedy. I don't know.
So you don't do the anal sex?
No, absolutely not. But that is.
God, sorry, Matt.
Always what they go for.
I'm just kidding. Yes, you are now.
Let me say real quick that when done properly, it can be very, very fun and very fulfilling, and it is just great.
I don't know.
But not with a client, because you never know how they're gonna approach it. Because I've had,
and you could get hurt.
My boyfriends, not even clients, was long ago. Maybe 5 years. Like I was 21, 20, 19, I don't know. And I had a boyfriend, and he didn't really understand it, and he just shoved it on in, and I screamed, and it was horrible. And then the next day, my gallbladder exploded.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't call my mom and tell her, because I thought it was because I had the butt stuff.
when you have anal
Look
sex?
what you did!
Yes.
Like my butt feels like it's falling out. I don't know what's happening.
You
and
burst
it
your
hurts.
gallbladder.
I told you. I told all
What
of
did
you.
we learn? But I wouldn't do it for the longest time after that, and then I don't know.
Yeah,
drunk.
So,
but it's like
it was just a coincidence, right?
It
That
was.
wasn't really what
There are
burst your
no.
gallbladder.
I
Okay.
even took the doctor aside, and I asked very quietly. I'm like, you can't tell my mom this.
I mean,
I have to know.
You could also technically choke someone with your dick to death, but that doesn't usually happen. So I guess it's all in the method.
You could breathe through your nose.
Maybe you couldn't.
He's very forthright about the size of his
so I mean,
Thank you, Matt.
right? Yeah, I'll fuck your nostril up for sure, dude. Let me get in there.
Up in there.
But no, there's a right and a wrong way to do everything. My point was, like, you could make any kind of sex fucking harmful, if you wanted to.
Of course, if you
and some people want that too, Do you encounter like much masochism with guys that are clients? Do they want a lot of guys that want to be degraded and hurt and whatever?
I have. When I was exclusively a dominatrix, there was one client that he would show up every week, and it was extremely taxing because my partner and I would have to whip him and count to 1,000 each. And I know it's stupid, but
what an asshole! He can't let you start at like 350.
No,
like,
it's
gotta be the whole
2,000 lashes in total.
I need every single lash.
And we had to count them out. He wanted to hear them counted
what
out.
I'm paying for.
So weird.
And back then I asked for so much less money.
What kind of?
I don't know.
What kind of guy wants this? What did you observe about this guy? Like,
he was like your typical kind of Teamster type dude.
Italian guy, like
just like he looked like he belonged on The Sopranos or something.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
It was weird. My clients are very, very odd.
We talked about that with Matt one time. How it's like a lot of people, whatever their role is in life, if they're like a dominant, powerful guy in life, their sexual fantasy oftentimes might be that
to have the control taken.
To be the opposite, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's so, and that's another thing. Like I said before, I made this same hacky joke, but it really rings true. Like it's another thing that I just so can't understand because I'm such a bitch in life. I just get shit on at every angle. Like I can't imagine like wanting to be like more shit on, like more like I need to be like like submissive to something because I don't get that in my life enough. Like it's it's so strange, but it makes sense because of the way that sex tends to be. It tends to be this system of like opposites and positives and negatives and things that sort of balance each other out and like attractions that happen.
Another side to it.
Right. And it makes sense, but it's so funny to me that like I just can't imagine
for that.
I can't imagine the feeling where you're like, I need to pay $1,000 for someone to treat me like garbage, and I need it now because my life is so good that everyone just sucks my dick all the time. and I can't get.
I want to be yelled at.
I
Damn
can't
it!
get a high heel in my face to save my life. I gotta pay some good fucking money for. You know what I mean? It's just I love the idea that there's people out there that are just really like that.
They're that messed up.
Because I just can't. Well, not even messed up, but I just can't even imagine it. For me, it's so strange. You know, I just can't imagine it.
You know, like to each his own. That's where it's kind of fun because every day is completely different.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know if it's because I can observe it as from like an outsider who really doesn't have that. I mean, there's like
I'm one of the success stories, though. I think.
Yeah, and I can tell because
Well, and
I
again-
can see a lot of people being dragged through that and coming out very fucked up.
Right.
Whereas clearly, you've become more confident and
and you came up
assured
in
in your sexual.
You're in an era where the industry is much different than it was very shortly before you were in the
I
industry.
know.
Right, you're not hanging out at bars.
It's changed
you're
so vastly.
Not like
especially
tied to a
thanks
phone.
Tied to a phone,
Which is a good
Great.
thing. I mean, it's a good thing. It's like to make another comparison, like I did earlier. It's encouraging to see like light shed on the industry to show like, hey, look, guess what? Knock knock. Yeah, it was just regular humans
Like, it's okay.
all the time.
We're people.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. So it's like it's good.
Hi.
It's good for light to be shed on that, and to make the same comparison like I did about drugs earlier. It's not a part of life that's ever going to go away. They don't call it the oldest profession for no reason. You know, it's the world's oldest profession. It's the world's most prevalent. Every culture, every fucking
and
walk
some
of
are
life,
just more
every
open than
corner,
others.
every town has everywhere you go, there's sex for sale, directly or indirectly.
Right.
So I mean, it's not going away. It's the same thing as drugs. It's encouraging to see people start acting more maturely and say, okay, this is whatever, you know, you're in it, you're out of it, you patronize it,
And
you don't.
can I tell you a secret?
It's not going away. Why make it?
I totally want to hear the secret.
Yeah.
95% of my clients I don't actually have sex with. It just never gets to that.
Or
he doesn't want it to, or it just doesn't.
What do you mean it doesn't?
We just don't have sex.
You just, like, do other
It's like
stuff.
a blowjob or a hand job,
Yeah.
or he jerks himself off.
He just wants
Is
that.
that-
He likes being around me.
But is that also like?
I'm so conceited. and I
No,
don't
but
care.
I totally understand. That's so. I completely see that.
Is it also
Yeah, it's
like
true.
a lot of guys that frequent prostitutes are travelers, all right, and they're going all over the place, and a lot of these guys are like, all right, I'll get head, I'll get a hand job, but it's too risky to fuck 20 girls a week, you know. So it's like, because I mean, seriously, no, but she knows a lot of these guys are guys that are in a different city every night,
Yeah.
and they literally are fucking 1 or 2 different escorts a day, you know, and it's not uncommon. There's a lot of different
that
professions
does
where
happen. There's
Yeah,
a lot
I mean,
of we call them whoremongers, obviously.
right, yeah, and there's addicts. I've got a old friend of mine that Andrea knows too. That's a notorious sex addict. Yeah. Just and has been busted for prostitution over and over, he just can't deal with it. He just is.
I don't take
you know,
those guys anymore. If
you
they
would
become
not
too
take this guy.
constant.
No.
Well, it becomes
You
a
would not.
problem, and they disclose so much to me because of like the level of trust that I build between myself and my partner and my clients, that we become kind of close. Like in their mind, we're friends, or I'm their girlfriend, or this or that, and they disclose stuff to me like, oh, I'm having financial problems, this and that, and if they say too much of that and they see me too often, excuse me, I'll start denying or not denying, just saying I'm busy, you know, or letting it trickle in
Politely
instead
declining.
of once a week, once a month, and at least cutting down. There are girls that will not do that.
Yeah.
They'll make his ass get a loan, and I just think that's wrong.
Yeah.
And, well, the other thing is part of that because they really do start to develop a romantic or emotional feelings toward you, and that's gotta be scary too.
They do. And
Yes, it is.
It's a
because
problem.
I'll tell you again. We'll let you in on another thing about your average guy out there who's maybe a little bit lonely.
Hello, average gentleman.
Yeah.
Like,
The myth that like women are more attached emotionally to sex than men is just retarded. I mean, men have a much more prevalent biological imperative to be jealous, to be possessive, to be all that stuff. It makes more sense biologically for us.
Right,
Where,
like
you
to
know,
procreate, you have that
right.
kind of
We don't want any other
urge to
seed getting in there. And
stay away from my female.
it's more than that. I mean, it's an indescribable need for guys that feel it. guys that are evolving past that, and we all are. We're all evolving, and we all intellectualize things and choose not to intellectualize other things. But you know, but for me, I'm definitely I identify with that thing of like I just like there's this biological imperative that like you will not receive another seed. I will go to the ends of the earth to prevent this from happening. You know what I mean?
You would end up killing prostitutes, wouldn't you?
No, I would. No,
I never have.
I'm
totally kidding. I'm sorry.
I'm working really hard on not becoming a serial killer. We talked about that earlier.
I'm sorry. That was mean. That was too mean. I apologize.
No, I wouldn't be. I'm not like a guy that will probably ever get into the prostitute thing. But if I was gonna kill, I would kill like girls that looked like my ex-girlfriend. You know, I'd kill. I've
been watching way too much Law and Order.
Oh, dude,
I've been. Yes. Oh my God, Benson.
Man.
She just got raped by, or almost raped by that guy.
The guy in the prison.
Yes.
Oh God, great, a classic episode. Jesus, Stabler and Benson are the fucking most dynamic duo, other than Morgan and her.
He's so troubled and dark.
You live like an actual interesting, like on the edge life, and you're sitting there watching this stupid show
tied to my computer in my pajamas with my cats because my life is so glamorous.
Bong, bong, dun dun. Boom. Dun, 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 another episode starts.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, we just found semen at the crime scene.
Which is funny because
someone's
jogging. Line of work. I think that's great.
What's that?
This would be the most retarded.
It's a dead hooker.
The most retarded show ever. Yeah, it's the worst show of all time.
It's trash.
It's always a dead hooker.
Yeah,
it's always a dead hooker.
You're living. You're
the only thing.
And the only thing I ever think is, why didn't that bitch screen?
You're basically
like, what is wrong with her? It takes 5 seconds.
Yeah. We got an Ice-T impression here.
Wait. So what, you gay now?
His son is gay. What, you gay now?
So what, you gay now?
Why are you coming on so aggressively?
A lisp like he does.
I can't.
Yeah. Ice-T was very effeminate. It was funny. I was watching early 90s rap videos yesterday, and I watched some Ice-T stuff, and it's great. Like, a lot of those tough guys of that era, and it goes through like comedy, music, and movies. It was like a very feminine era, that like late 80s, early 90s.
A lot of jewelry. Very fashion forward.
Those guys were in touch. Yeah, they were in touch with their feminine side for sure.
Yeah.
Ice-T included, man. That guy.
I used to change panties every time I heard LL Cool J rap.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Oh my God. No, what about Rakim? Oh, that guy wasn't one bit feminine. Although I feel like I kind of seek out effeminate men. I think it's like sexy. Androgyny is fucking hot. I don't know.
Ew, really?
David Bowie.
Yes,
I dig it.
See, I like that's
fuck yeah.
Dude, I'm like I get off on the differences. Like I want to have
the hetero cisgender male sitting in front of me.
Right, exactly.
Oh my God.
Like, let me
Cisgender.
Right, yeah. I mean, I don't understand the being like androgyny thing. Like, I could never get attracted to a girl who like dresses like a guy and acts like a guy. I'm like, I'm out. I don't know.
I'm definitely more attracted to the men that are androgynous as opposed to the women that become androgynous. Because that just seems weird. I don't know.
Wait, what did you say? You're more attracted to who?
Men that are androgynous
than
women who like shape themselves to be androgynous.
It's funny because everyone agrees that like femininity is like more of a great thing to behold than masculinity. It's like everyone agrees.
Reason
like
I get paid so well, honey.
Feminine should stay feminine. Masculine should get
more feminine.
Yeah. Masculine should get corralled into this area where we're comfortable with it. Feminine.
You're totally fine over here, and we're just gonna milk you every 3 days and use your semen for procreation, and there will be more of you as they drop out.
Robots.
Yes.
No, and that is really weird because when you see, I mean, and that just takes us all the way back to the beginning of this fucking segment when you were like, so what does a guy have to do?
Bring it home.
Yeah, seriously, what does a guy have to do?
Well,
you have to be a woman.
You have to be more feminine
to succeed in the sex industry.
Exactly.
You know what? Even like grandma, or not grandmas, women will get the
Grandma.
juggalos that are more, dancy and
say
well dressed and
Gigolos
metro.
or juggalos?
Gigolos. No, God, no, don't get me started on those awful excuses of
Nobody's
people.
paying for sex with a juggalo.
No.
That's not happening. Although
that comes up in the screening process, actually.
yeah,
Are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Juggalo party?
Do you have a Hatchet Man tattoo? Because that is a boner killer. They refer to the Hatchet Man tattoo as the boner killer in the sex
The lady
industry.
boner killer.
Yeah,
Seriously.
that's you pull your
Those bedazzled necklaces that Ice-T wore. Seriously. Oh my God. I can't stand that shit.
Sexy.
That is the epitome of masculinity. And just
Masculine
that's
sexual energy is just
that's a
fucking
man.
radiating from those things.
A guy rapping slowly with a lot of reverb on his voice in a black and white video with his sleeves rolled up in some warehouse scene. Now that's
Feelings.
masculine.
I just can't, guys. Like,
This exhibits how I feel, yo.
Yeah, that's man, I watched a lot of
that's
stuff.
more Drake, I guess. I'm not entirely
God,
sure.
fucking Drake.
There was a lot
He was
of stuff,
wheelchair Jimmy and Degrassi.
The
Let's
next
never forget
generation.
that.
I will never ever
Next
forget
generation!
That. Oh my
See,
God.
this is the problem with doing a show with girls. Like, I don't know what Degrassi is. Okay?
You're a fool.
Like, I don't.
It's the best thing to ever
Do you?
come out of
It
Canada.
really, oh my God, that's how I learned
Drake was
about
wheelchair Jimmy. Look it up. I swear to God. He
self-mutilation
was
was through Degrassi.
I learned about that periods were okay.
What is this? Some fucking sitcom
It's
or
a
some
Canadian show about teens
yeah,
in a
it's a
high school,
Canadian-
Degrassi High.
shit? It's like Saved by the Bell kind of shit or something.
Yeah, only Canadian,
exactly,
so
but edgier.
nothing ever
Like, they
really
deal with
happens.
Oh, it's
AIDS
better than
and-
Saved by the
Yeah,
Bell.
it's like they deal with AIDS.
In the
and, like,
friendliest way. Everything is so nice and like okay. Even the episode where the one kid like beat his girlfriend and
my
like
God, the
knocked her
fat
out,
one,
and she
and
was in a coma.
Oh my God! There's actually another one. Remember where Paige gets syphilis because she sucks that guy's dick?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, and she it's a whole episode about how you should protect yourself if you're gonna suck a dick, even if you're gonna suck a dick.
Always wear a condom.
Always.
But
They
you
were
can
playing
get
those-
paid.
They're playing
more
the
if
like
you do
lipstick, the
BBBJ.
made up like house moms are afraid of their like daughters and son sexuality stuff, where like they say that girls would break the the jelly bracelets on the bus and then do the rainbow lipstick on the
stuff
dicks
and-
and stuff. But and
all sorts of
Degrassi was like,
signals for
maybe
stuff.
that stuff does happen. But you know what?
I don't know, not
Use
here
a
in Canada.
condom. Canada. Like that's whatever.
Thank you, Canada.
Oh, you had me right up until the rainbow lipstick on the dick? What does that mean?
I'm not sure, but I'm into it.
Where like everyone would put on like a different shade of lipstick and like you would, I don't know, kind of like
build a rainbow.
Yeah.
How are eighth
On
graders more
someone's-
sexually adventurous and knowledgeable than I am?
Well, I spent a lot of
doesn't
time at
seem
middle school, and this is probably why I know this.
Well, you know, I am
No.
a teacher's aide.
Eighth graders are more like easily transfixed by sexual terminology.
That's true.
That's what it is. The rest of us are like,
It's on the news
why
every week.
would I do that?
The latest thing is teen sexting.
Sexting is the latest thing? I
What
think
is
we're
it
a
saying?
little
I
late on
don't
that.
know. I don't know these I don't know what the hip new thing is. I'm not hip. I'm way past that.
You know what? It's like you're 24 and then you're 27. And then when you're 27, like it just stops. Everything just stops. You're like, you're not at the things anymore, and people don't invite you to the things anymore, and everything just fucking slows down. You can't, like, you have to like actively pursue. You have to be like to your
Hey,
like,
what are you
because
doing?
I still have friends that are like 21, 22, and like I have to be like, yes, really, and I have to.
I don't know. I'm graduating high school at the end of this year, so
I'm really excited.
You have to.
Oh my god, I have to pee so bad.
All right, whatever.
I guess
No,
video
just
is
finish
a
your thought.
profound
No.
statement.
Sorry.
This is why. See, this is why normally there's one girl on a radio
I know
show.
you can't trust him. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Look, and this is a great example. She's leaving. We're not taking a break. She has to pee. This is what happens when you're on road trips with girls.
Well, if I-
she has
yes.
to. Yeah, and no matter what, the girls gotta pee. What?
I'll fill in for her while she's gone. Here, you want? No.
Sorry, go ahead. You were just way louder than her, but yeah, go ahead.
No, that was it. I was just saying I'll fill in for her while she's peeing.
All right, how do you think we're doing with your friend here? Thanks for bringing her by.
Quite well.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I brought her in. I knew she'd be, a cornucopia of topics for you to delve into.
A cornucopia.
Anytime a person is referred to as a
warmphobia.
cornucopia.
Well, I try to be an interesting person, and I surround myself with also very interesting people. And I mean, who could be more interesting than my bestest friend in the whole world?
I don't know.
So I was like, I was glad when she would come along tonight.
Maybe me.
And I'll make more guest appearances, so I'm not worried. I was like,
yeah, you can sit out.
I can listen to you. I can rip up your like masculinity outlook and stuff some other time. I don't need to interject.
Why do you want to do that?
Because that's good radio.
Because it's just weird. Like,
what's weird?
Like I get what you're saying about jealousy and stuff, but that's like, it goes back to like, that's like, so you're totally monogamous, like, is what you want.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But that's been proven that it doesn't work.
Proven by who?
Everybody in the fucking world.
Like her profession.
That's just not human nature.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know.
Like, okay, wait. Like, here's what I mean, right? Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I
if
was
I'm
like
right.
married for 13 years,
hold on.
but I had sex with other people.
Will you let me at least say, like, all I'm doing is being honest and open about how I feel. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm not coming across and saying, hey, somebody else is doing something wrong.
I know you're not. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. My thing is, I just don't want you to, like, you're representing the male voice here. And I just want to be like, well, there are alternative.
I'm not
angles.
qualified to.
Okay.
No.
But
well, you were until I was talking.
No, kind of. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
It was you versus 3 girls.
Right. Gotcha.
So anything you say, you kind of represent men that way. Is
Okay,
what I'm saying.
fair enough.
Like if there's a black guy in a talk show, people are like, you can't
There's
be
a
saying
black
that
guy.
shit about like, you got to represent.
I was just gonna say, get him the fuck off. What are we doing?
But like, same kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. Like so. I just wanted to interject and just say like, monogamy. Like you can be in love with someone and have like a crush on someone else. Do you know what I mean? And like you can act on that and still love that same person. Like I said, I was with the same person for 13 years, but we did other stuff, but we did it in front of one another and with the knowledge of each other, and that way it isn't hurtful. It's only hurtful when someone lies to you.
And again, and like I said before, I admire that to a certain extent. I just don't fucking feel that way.
No, I would be jealous of things too, but
yeah.
I would be more jealous of like people occupying her time.
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
I
where
wish
do you
I
draw
was.
the
I
line,
wish I
though?
was that mature.
Where do you draw the line? What rules do you set? I think that's the most difficult part.
I just don't want someone to have a
gotta
bigger
keep
dick
that
than
fluid.
me. That's about as
You
far
gotta
as
keep that fluid.
It's like
Well,
as far as
I mean
go.
like you've got to be flexible on that.
Yeah, I know, because you have to, like, there's compromise. Like, if you're gonna do like that kind of a relationship, then that's what I mean. I think would be the hardest part for most people is being like, okay, where do I draw the line? Like, and you said, I was jealous of people occupying her time. Like, that's what I would be jealous.
But that's
of,
healthy.
You know?
That just means that you love that person.
Exactly, and that, yeah. And I know sex is so fucking.
But people need to learn to
It's
stick
great.
together. I would also say that.
Wait
I
a
think-
second.
I think
Let me see something here. If how is that any different? You're jealous of the time they spend with someone. I'm jealous of the sex they have. They're just two different. They're just two different experiences you can have. How is one?
grass is
how
always greener, man.
But that's what I'm saying. How is one any more valid than the other? It really doesn't matter.
No, they're equal.
It's
They're
just,
equally valid, but they're also equally ridiculous.
Sure,
Because
okay.
you can't ask one person to.
jealousy is more likely to break up, to cause people to break up than my silly.
What
like,
is- say-
your
start over.
your sex jealousy would be more likely to cause like a divorce or a breakup than my silly like. You were out having dinner with somebody or even just friends of yours. Like, what the hell? I wanted you to come to X place with me. That's not going to end a marriage. You know, that's just like, I just want you to like be with me when I want. And that's just, childish.
Fair enough. But I think that I really think it just depends on what like we're talking about right now, what you value in your relationship. So I mean, it's different for different people, and I think for most people are probably more like me, where it's like, yeah, the sex thing is more likely to be that like that fulcrum in the volatility of the relationship and whether you can come back or you can't. Because like, yeah, you go out for coffee with your ex-boyfriend, I'm gonna be annoyed, but it's not gonna be the end of the you know what I mean? It's like,
Right,
yeah,
see,
I'm
I see
gonna
that
be a little annoyed, I'm gonna be a little
oppositely.
irritated, but like What do you see oppositely? You know?
Well, I would get more like offended if, my girlfriend went out, not with her husband, obviously, because we're like a triad, but like her ex-husband, I would be very, very upset with, and I would talk to my boyfriend and be like, "What the hell? Why is she hanging out with him?"
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'd be annoyed.
But it's not the sex thing. If she wanted to fuck him, I'd be like, "Yeah, tell me how it was."
Jesus,
Let's do
seriously. I know that's ridiculous because I think that's a really new idea that's kind of catching on in people, at least in my generation. You said you're basically a year older than me. And I don't know. It's like, if you want to have sex with that person, have sex with that person.
Just do it.
It's not going to offend me, but like, don't try to hide it.
Right.
It's like, then it becomes deceptive and then the trust is gone.
Right.
It's not the sex. It's your ulterior motive that you're trying to keep in the person that you love,
and that you won't openly talk about it. And like, well, why are you not doing that? Like, is there an emotional connection there? Are you spending more time with this other person than you are with me, and this and that? Like, I don't care about sex.
Right.
Drunken hookups are fun and they happen, and
right.
Whatever.
And you know what? I'm totally going back to Vinny here because he was like, when you're like, the idea of my girl being with another dude is he better than me at something? Is he? It's the same self. It's the same self-esteem issue. It's the same. It's like you're afraid that you might not be able to measure up sexually to this person that could potentially be having sex with your partner.
Sure,
and
no matter who they are, too.
Right,
it's
it could literally be Neil Patrick Harris, who has nothing to do with your girlfriend.
And this is happening. This has happened to me before, where it could be like the most obviously like lame guy in the world who probably has nothing sexually to offer.
The Earthling?
And I yeah, sure, and I know. No, but I know this intellectually, but I'm still incredibly torn apart by the fact of like, what if?
That's where I'm saying is if you're in a relationship where like the sex isn't the fulcrum, as we've said, is of the relationship, then it's like, are you spending so much time with your girlfriend? It's not about the sex. It's are you falling for her now?
Right,
like,
exactly.
That's when it becomes painful.
Like, yeah, the sex is like beside the point almost, even if it's like slips your mind, you don't tell me right away, or I find out and I ask you, as long as you don't lie, I don't care. Like,
yeah.
And I have no place to judge anybody for anything based off of what I do for a living. So I'm not gonna be like, oh no, you can't do this or that, or you can't go to that swinger party
yourself.
Like, I'm sorry, I gotta go, I gotta get paid later.
I'm still really pissed that I haven't been paid for any of my sexual activities.
Cat just opened the door.
Well,
cat.
So Shannon, you think that you're completely above that? You're like, you could have like a totally open relationship where like, this isn't what we hang our hat on as far as like why we're with each other. It's not just this physical sex thing. We can have this with anyone else and have a different connection that we hold, separate and sacred in some way, or what?
And that's okay. And that's like, I just wonder if I was in one of those relationships, because I've never been with someone. All of my two boyfriends, I've never been with someone that that would be okay with that kind of relationship. And the thing that gets me caught up on it is the rules. Like, you need to, if you're going to have that kind of relationship and it's agreed upon, then you need to sit down with that individual, because you're both adults and it's 2015 and you should be able to, get a hand job or a blow job, or have
behind a bar against a brick wall, like a
because
man.
you meet someone and you think they're hot and you guys have a connection and that's cool for a night, whatever.
Right, but then
because that doesn't upset me, because I'm
free drinks.
I don't know what a jackhammer
advertising for the jackhammer on something. I don't even know what street it is.
On something avenue.
Gay Avenue in Chicago. Jackhammer. Lower
Gay
level
street. It's
is,
called Pulaski. No, I'm just kidding.
I believe, leather and skin. Leather and skin only.
Weird.
It's fun.
It's like, yeah. Andrew, you've been really quiet. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, can you do any of this fucking shit, or like, are you completely?
No, I am way too immature for that. Definitely.
Yeah,
you're what?
Because I feel like we're missing like a huge part of this, because you have the male perspective of Morgan's, you know,
she's got way more experience.
Right, but
yeah,
you
but
have
we look at things the same way.
right.
Hold on, Andrea, you're not in on any of this open relationship stuff.
No, I couldn't
No?
do it. I know we know somebody who has been in an open relationship for like a year now, and I've talked to her a little bit about it.
Who?
Liz.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I don't want to say her last name
Right,
for
yeah,
whatever, but
Yeah.
but she's been in an open relationship for a long time. She said when she started, she was also like felt really immature and like she wasn't ready for it, but they had like talked about it and just felt like
Good
it was
dog.
time to give it a shot, you know. And it's been working for her, but she said it took like some practice. And I don't know, I don't want to practice like feeling bad and jealous and, you know, I'm a
Right.
jealous
Well,
person.
that kind of seems
I'm-
weird. It seems like, was that her choice or
Well,
was
yeah,
that
she
kind of
wanted to
forced
try
on
it.
her?
No,
Oh,
she
okay.
wanted to do it, but
Then
she
it
just
just-
like
she
had
was
never done it.
Yeah, she was uncomfortable with
Well,
it,
it
but
takes
thought that
time
maybe
to
it was.
obviously
It would
get
be worth the
into
investment.
the group.
Yeah.
But if it was like her choice, then yeah, totally.
Yeah, and now she says that it's, you know, it's worth
cool,
it.
right?
But they're like, it's weird because they like want to move in together, but they also like.
See, that's where I just don't get this
So
shit.
she
It's
said
like
that they're
how-
looking at. Here's their solution: is they want to get like a 2-flat where one of them lives upstairs and one lives downstairs.
Okay, you cannot
and they
have
could
it
like
like
switch
that.
off.
That doesn't
because
work.
then
They're
there's,
either like
there's
all
still
in
the
it
trust
together.
is.
Like we all sleep in the same bed. There's 3 of us in the same bed. Like that's just how we work.
Yeah.
There is no like, you know, that's we share her, but
The
we
one,
don't
yeah, you
talk.
you could have like separate floors actually if you were a monogamous relationship and
Right,
you had your
that would be
separate spaces,
more
it would be fine. But
likely.
if you're seeing other people, no, you're listening.
Don't
to,
have like a booty apartment.
yeah, you're
building.
listening.
Yeah.
You're listening
Fucking
to the
ridiculous.
fucking the bed creaking
Insulting.
upstairs. That's not
Right.
going to be
Yeah,
nice.
oh God,
you know?
no!
Yeah, like,
Oh my God!
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Oh,
like
that's
yeah.
horrible.
so we agree that right. It is.
That would just endorse some competition, I think.
Just that, well, yeah, but for me,
right,
but
no,
in
I
like
know.
emotional state, like if that was like someone that I loved, I would be like, no, fuck you. Every time the bed would go up and down, I'd be like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what's so weird about it. And the other thing about me too is I just like everything is so connected to my emotions. Food is connected to my emotions. You know what I mean? Like I can't separate those things out. And I am madly in love with my boyfriend, and I would never want him to hold hands with another person. I'm just
that's the part that also gets me is like I don't think any man is 100% capable of monogamy, even if it's just mentally. And I was with someone for almost a decade, like, and I really just don't think it's appropriate. I just don't think it's possible because that's why, you know, a big part of why your profession
Yes, why
exists,
it
Morgan.
exists. And a
It's
lot of
because
my clients wear
it's
their rings.
Yeah, it's discretion. It's, you know, and it's not that they don't love their wives, and it's not that they don't love their children, and that Betty Crocker, you know, Norman Rockwell scene that they have outside of it, but they want 2,000 fucking lashes.
Exactly. They
and they
want
want
their
yeah, exactly.
All right.
They want that
Fulfillment.
exactly.
And because we
Now,
have
let me,
we do duo, it's, you know, what guy doesn't want like
Right,
a
and you
three-way
get-
at least once?
Yeah, and you're married to someone for 30 years, and you get to the point where you're like, I can't ask
Exactly.
you to fuck me with a dildo.
And you know what else?
Well,
You
hold
can
on.
only be around the same person to be like, we have to pay the mortgage, we have to do this, we have to pick up the kids, we have to do that. That's real life.
Yeah.
I exist only in fantasy. I'm
Wow,
not a real person.
You are the unicorn. What up back there, Matt? What's going on back there? He is
So
also the
what
unicorn.
I was gonna say is at the risk of yeah, I mean, at the risk
It's a
of like
Jamiroquai song.
at the risk of like introducing like a really kind of pedestrian angle to this though, isn't there something noble in the sacrifice that you make in a relationship? So it's like
It's noble, but it's not realistic.
but not just sexually. When you enter a relationship with a person and you say, okay, we're going to go through life together and we really love each other and comfort each other, and we're going to do this one-on-one thing for the most part. What different levels that you might have it with exclusivity in different areas, whatever, it doesn't matter. Say you've got this general thing going on with another person. All right. Where,
That's what I'm asking. Where do you draw the line?
that's
you know?
that's what I'm trying to get at is fuck, I guess I don't really even know what I'm trying to get at anymore.
You're asking about the nobility of a
you're going to make sacrifices in every aspect of your life. All right, here's what I guess I'm trying to get at. You're going to make sacrifices in every aspect of your life. You're going to not have the curtains you want. Everything from that to, like, you have to get used to eating together. You have to get used to all this shit. So is it, again, devil's advocate here,
Okay, yeah.
is this a noble sacrifice to make where you say, I'd love to have sex with another woman, man, whoever, but you know, while these feelings of sex are fleeting, I'm gonna sacrifice that for the long term good and stability of my relationship with this person.
And I just think, and that's the thing is, like, I just think it really depends on the kind of person you're with,
dude.
I know, it's just, to me, what you're saying
That's
is, like,
what I'm
I get
asking,
it, and I understand it, because that is basically how I
you
was
guys
introduced to the dating.
Why does love and sacrifice have to be?
Well, that's what I mean.
Like,
Why?
divided,
So you have to
or-
sacrifice. You have to compromise in every other aspect of your life.
You
Why
compromise,
sexually?
yeah, but it's
Why
not
do you have to? Why that
sacrifice.
one thing?
Well, I don't know. If both people are fine with it, then I guess you don't. But
All three are.
Sure. Yeah. What I'm
Weird, I
saying
thought you were
is,
talking about us.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true.
what I'm saying though is that it, for a lot of people, that might be the reality of it. Is like, hey, I'd like to do this, but the person I'm with wouldn't like it. So that's the willing sacrifice we make.
Is it necessarily
I'd
willing
like to-
though, or is it just easier to not
Yeah, it's
do it
willing.
as opposed to your wife getting all pissy because she too is
Yeah, but
like
if you don't,
in
I
the
mean,
sense that she doesn't like that, so she's gonna get a divorce, and your life is gonna be over, and you're gonna lose half your money.
Right, and
like,
that's- I
where's the
think we're
motivation
also-
behind being
no,
monogamous?
not always. You
we're
don't have to be
also-
married to, because I didn't say anything about marriage. I don't like,
But,
you know,
you know,
that-
we're-
that
we're being
abuse at
like
all.
social norms.
is undesirable to everyone in the room, but
But no, but
No, thank you.
Andrea, you see what I'm saying here, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I mean, for some people, like, what we're both saying is, like, we would both be devastated to find out our significant other had sex with somebody else or whatever. So
yeah,
I mean,
I would have been
out
too
like
before.
that.
so hold on.
I sort of, yeah.
But this is the point, though. I mean, what's wrong with people making that choice and that and to make that sacrifice? And it's like, it's not, you know, maybe
nothing wrong.
it
It's
is
not for
rewarding
Yeah,
in
I
a
don't-
way to go like, yeah, I want to fuck every girl I have a flirty little thing with. That would be fun. But, you know, I'm sacrificing that fleeting pleasure for the long run
And I
with
think-
the person I want to exist with.
That is
for,
that,
you know,
but
like,
that is the social norm. I think we actually just represent a very small minority
Right,
of
we-
people. Like,
we
it's just
think
in the room
differently.
right now, we're making up 60%. It's just like
I
it's
don't
worked
think-
out that way.
Dude, I don't think it's that much of a minority anymore, honestly.
No.
Well, but it's not a minority for the wrong reasons. Like, I see it as, and I know this phrase is a joke, but as, you know, personal expression, and it kind of is just a way to have fun and do stuff and become connected with friends and people that I like, but that I don't necessarily want to spend the rest of my life with, or even any more time than the universe has brought us together.
and that
I don't know where we are anymore.
No, I just
Well, no, that got cosmic and weird, but
no.
No, now I've lost track of what we're even
I'm
talking
afraid
about.
you've
but,
lost me.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
just I don't know. And the other thing I just wanted to mention was, like, I think we're downplaying the woman's role here. Like, we're talking, yeah, I feel like we're addressing you, but Andrea's in the room where she feels similarly about the situation. But that's not to say the wife that you've had for 30 years, who, you know, while you've been seeing Morgan, so to, you know what I mean? Like, hypothetically, isn't fucking the pool boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that is happening too.
Oh, it's all
That
over
they
the
get
place.
tired
There's discretion,
too.
and even if, and I
Yeah, I
sound
wonder
horrible,
what
but
I wonder what the real numbers are though. Really,
And
of
women
people
are-
who stay faithful to each other. I mean,
truly faithful,
Yeah.
I bet it's almost zero.
it's the minority. I'm sure. You know, I
Yeah.
mean,
To be
but-
perfectly honest, I mean, there's some clients that I have that tell their wives. There's some that don't. There's some men that don't see girls like me. They just grab girls at a bar, which almost is not nearly as safe as being with a girl like me.
Exactly,
Because
where
we're
you are
screened.
clean. And yeah, you haven't. I know. It's just. It's
But-
one of those gray area, and people don't want to talk
or your
about
secretary,
it.
or this, or that, and instead
Exactly.
of
I mean, we want to talk about it.
Yeah,
What's up?
definitely. No one else wants to talk
Yeah,
about it.
Just people don't want to acknowledge that there can be a sexual desire outside of
a relationship.
Well,
like
I mean, just the idea, the socially acceptable idea of a man and a woman in, not even matrimony, and within a
Sexual
relationship.
congress.
Exactly. And it's just like, and like I said, like I'm not sleeping with anyone, and I haven't been. Like it's not about that for me, because sexually, I don't think I have that edge. But if I was with someone who wanted to do that, I don't know that I could tell them flat out no. I don't. And I think I stand in between.
You should never really
Well,
say no.
I think
don't
the
believe
question
in saying
that-
no, because it should all be something that you explore.
Jesus.
Hi, Kat.
Christ.
Crack cat.
Jumped up all over the place. Sorry.
Angry pussy.
Sorry.
He's like, what are you saying that the Bible doesn't agree with? Hello.
New Testament cat.
Look at, he's even got
New
the little white
Testament.
collar. He does.
Oh, Father, forgive me for I've sinned.
Yeah, Andrea,
By petting your head.
Father cat.
where are we in this conversation? Bring it back together, Andrea. What are we doing here?
Why am I the one bringing it back together?
Because you're the coordinator and fact checker on the show. You're supposed to keep things on task.
No, and
Where we
this
at?
is, yeah,
'Cause
this is
we're not-
really derailed.
We're not-
I
well-
feel like this one got away from me.
No,
a little
everything's
bit.
fine, but we're not really like having any like.
Not cohesive.
Well, there's
anymore.
no,
There's no direction.
There's no,
Yeah,
there's
it's just people discussing this. at this point,
there's
but-
no debate. It's interesting, and everybody, I think at the end of the day, everybody, like, you're not going to change. In a lot of ways, you're just not going to change the way people feel
No,
about
nobody's
sex.
minds are gonna
So
change.
the way people feel about sex is the way they feel in a million different ways, and that's just fucking how it is.
That is exactly.
yeah.
that is. I know.
I
That's so
believe
interesting.
there are
Okay, we can take a break
subspecies
if you guys
within
want.
I'm gonna
I have
take
to pee.
do
I'm
you
sure
guys-
I can look at Andrea, and I think I can tell she wants to pee.
I
guys
already
wanna,
No, I'm okay.
Do you guys want to do another hour?
I mean, yeah, that's.
What, you got to go or what?
Well, yeah, I could stay for a little while. I probably can't do a whole nother hour though.
Should we come back or no?
Are we
That's
talking about this
that's
on the air?
issue.
Wait,
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about this on the
we
air. Yeah,
might
we
be
always
back,
do.
guys.
Who
Thank you so
knows?
much for having me. For real, you get this. I thought this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if we decide not
Yeah.
to, thank you very, very much. It was super fun.
No, we'll come back for a minute. Right?
Yeah, we'll come back for a little bit at least.
Let's take a break and regroup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe
that
maybe
needs
we'll
to
come up
happen.
with a couple more things to talk about.
Yeah.
And we will come back,
come back.
on the Thursday evening overdose. Thanks all of you yapping broads for being here. It's,
Yappity yap.
really
Squawking
helped me-
hens.
Yeah, a bunch of squawking hens. I love that. I never heard a girl say that before, but that's a great old 40s guy.
Thank you.
You bunch of fucking hens. I used to say that to waitresses when I was a cook. What are you hens squawking about? And they would just look at me, and nobody would ever think it was funny.
First century realization of an old 40s.
Yeah, nobody would ever think it was funny, and I'd be like, "Come on, I'm just joking. Come on, I'm one of the good ones over here."
Come on.
All right, we'll be back on the Thursday evening overdose. Fuck you, Earthling. I wish you would have been here because you actually
God
would
damn
have
it.
been hilarious tonight. Later, for a minute. Back in a few minutes. Worst radio segue ever. All right, we're back on the Thursday evening overdose. Thank you for sticking with us.
We're back.
It's getting late.
It's late, and we are back.
It's pretty late for a bunch of faggots like you.
Hey, they're all yeah, they're all those night owls. Like, no.
We for some reason just randomly talk shit to our listeners once in a while.
Yeah.
Fuck you homos that listen to this fucking gay show.
Yeah, you really have nothing better to do. You
Yeah.
Nerds.
And no
Dorks.
listeners. Okay, so back to
Twerps.
back on
Twerps.
course.
I mean, criminy.
You were talking something about a double standard before. You were like, let's talk about a double standard.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, during our break, we got to talking a little bit about things that are like socially unacceptable. Vinny, you brought up a really good point about some kids you had tried to just to help out, but they.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'll catch the listeners up. I was in the store a couple years ago, and there was like two little grade school aged brother and sister, and the sister was younger, and she had this like fucking something that was probably terrible for her. It was like this like graham cracker marshmallow fucking stupid shit that she wanted, and she's like, you know, I want, and the brother's like, nah, dude, we got to get these Airheads and these fucking, look how outdated I am. Like, what do kids fucking,
Charles
I don't
didn't
know.
chew.
Charles didn't chew. I want a sugar dad.
The sugar
The
daddies.
now and laters.
And some malted milk balls and some of that newfangled peanut brittle.
Sorry. It's actually 1942 in this room.
Right, yeah.
Now listen, yeah.
So
I don't have you talking like that.
they're buying their modern candy and
The newfangled candy.
and I'm like, and the conversation between them goes, the girl wants a thing and he's like, nah, dude, that's too much of our money. We got to buy all this other stuff, and it was like $2, and I'm like, I'll buy, you know, and I said, look here, I'll buy it for you, you know. Just put it on the counter with my stuff, you know, and they're like, they both shrank away, like they did their shoulders like sank down, and their whole bodies went into a slink, you know.
Maybe he hasn't seen us.
They slunk. You ever seen somebody slink? These two slunk.
Yeah,
They-
like a guilty cat.
Yeah, they slunk.
Babies.
They slunk back. And the kid, you know, the brother speaks up. No, we can't. I'm like, look, I know that whole thing, you know, but I'm just, it's, you know, it's fine. I'm just guy. I just buy
That's
it.
what they always say on SVU.
Yeah, right. You know, and as I'm saying it, I'm like,
And then
oh
those
no,
kids
I'm
turn
trying to
into a
talk a
dead hooker.
kid. Like as I'm saying it, I'm like, I'm trying to talk a kid into something right now. This
Let
is
me-
this alone, even though I have pure intentions, I can't try to talk a kid into something. So it's like,
Talk a kid
Let me
into letting you
facilitate this
buy him
polysaturated
candy.
fat
What is this
intake, you
about?
bitches.
yeah. So it's such a weird thing that we've been pushed to this point, though, that it's like the kids know, I react guilty. I'm standing there thinking like, God damn, I shouldn't even be talking to these kids when all I wanted to do is buy her a stupid fucking graham
You're just trying to be
cracker
nice.
thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Whatever.
fuck she wanted. Right, exactly.
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
And so that sparked the whole conversation of like, you know, well, what is it even? The weird nervousness we all have now in the way we behave towards each other, I guess.
Right. But I mean, I guess I just like there's definitely a huge amount of sympathy that goes out toward, and this is so fucked up. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's gonna be recorded. People are gonna be able to listen to this later. It's just that
No one will.
no one will though.
I will.
Exactly. But there's like a certain
listen to my
stigma
part.
16 people.
that comes with
Yeah.
being like a friendly, you know, white guy. You know, like just a white middle class guy. It,
God
like
damn.
you are demonized. That's what you are, and I see that, and I'm not disputing that, and I get that. It's just, I mean, you can't even go up to a kid and be like, look, let me just buy you some candy, or like, you know, and even this, like, I've seen kids on the side of the road, and it's, you know, it's late and it's cold, and I'm like, should I pick them up, or am I gonna?
And you can't.
Right.
You can't even help a crying kid off like a monkey bar anymore.
Right,
Without
because-
their mother coming up and screaming at you.
Right,
Yeah.
you put your hand on their shoulder, and then it's, you know, sexual assault. It's, you know, not that but see, that's the thing. Even for you and me, Morgan, like
No,
we're
yeah.
white females, Andrea too. Like we could probably do that.
We're
and-
just chicks.
Yeah.
No, we can't though.
Oh, I
I've been, because I'm in film school, and I was trying to film at a park. Just
By the
like,
way, our friends Morgan and Shannon in studio helping us out. Two new personalities on the show. Go ahead, Morgan. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Morgan. And I was shooting at the park, and the cops got called on me, and I told my professor this, and he's like, "Oh no, you shouldn't have done that. You should have known better," because, and then he did a whole class on where you can and cannot shoot. You cannot go anywhere with kids anymore. If you're by yourself, if you don't have a child with you, just don't go.
and like a huge part of me wants to just be like, fucking kids out there, grow some balls. Like
Seriously.
Yeah.
like I
Stop being such a baby.
yeah, exactly.
Grow up, man.
Will you
What
learn
do,
to tell
crying?
Will you
I
learn
mean,
to
they're
tell the
adults,
difference?
for God's sake.
Yeah. Will you learn to fucking distinguish between a nice stranger buying you candy and a child molester already?
There is no difference.
How hard
That's
it is.
why
There
it's so
isn't. There isn't a
scary.
difference. So it's,
Yeah, that
you
was
know,
the joke. See,
I know.
Well,
I know.
that's
I got
broads.
it.
That's why broads ruin radio shows. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm more interested lately. I was saying, and oh wait, you know what? Matt, did you want?
Matt's got an even better
did you wanna
story
tell
about-
yours? He's got a similar story about being creepy to kids. Before I move
But
on,
not
to
in-
that.
Yeah, I mean this. I could have like gotten beaten up or something. I don't know. This could have gone down really bad, and it just went weird, and everybody just kind of seemed to agree that this was weird, but an okay situation. I was in a bathroom. Like I will cut to the quick because I've already told this story during break, but. Like this little kid came into a bathroom at Walmart. You know how they have the two kind of urinals, the tall one and the low one. Well, the tall one.
Do I ever?
The tall one was the only one that was working, but this kid was like too small to like get up to it, and I noticed that he was touching the thing with his bare hands, attempting to straddle it and like climb up it and like undo his pants and stuff. And I go, whoa, kid, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, I'm concerned, citizen, you know. And I'm like, just use the, like, retard urinal, like, the stall.
handicap
Like,
stall.
you know,
I can't believe I had to make this, this correction twice.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's the tard hole.
Right.
Tard hole.
And
Get it
he's
right.
like,
Go to the
oh
tard
yeah,
hole.
okay. And he just like automatically starts to just go there, and I'm like, whoa, once again, what are you doing, kid? I'm like, your hands were just all over that disgusting urinal. I'm like, wash your fucking hands. So he goes
Wash
up
your hands before you jerk me off, you fucking
right.
creep
I don't.
kid.
Yeah,
Creep.
right. I mean, I was gonna have sex with this child. Now, God, I'm disgusted.
Now-
He'll touch anything.
Look, I
don't know where he's been now.
I'm not a germaphobe, but I'm not just gonna fuck any kid
But no,
in a
wait.
public
So
bathroom.
seriously, so the kid now he walks up to the sink and he's gonna like try and wash his hands, but he can't reach the sink. And he looks at me and he's like, "Hey, will you pick me up?" And I'm like, I stood there for a second. I'm like, I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know what made me be like, all right, fine. And I like lifted the kid up by his armpits, and he's like, so while he's washing his hands in the sink, an adult walks in who I assume is like his dad or much older brother, and like just stops dead. And like, so do I. You know, and like the kid just looks at him and
the
smiles.
guy walks in and says, "Sir, would you put your fucking dick away while you're holding my kid?"
No, he's like, you owe me $200 now.
Yeah, seriously.
You bought him.
Dibs.
I'm
Right.
I'm actually this kid's assistant, quote unquote.
right.
I just want to make sure that you don't have a grandfather that's a police officer or.
But yeah, I just luckily just literally nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah, but the idea was that you and this man shared eye contact and were like, okay, well, I'm not actually molesting him.
Right.
I'm like helping him.
But
I know what
but
this
we
looks
can
like,
if
right.
you want to.
Hey, get your own.
So,
Like, that's what he came in and said.
So like bathroom 3-way.
I just wanted to
the
gauge
Walmart.
your reaction and go from there, to see how far we could take this.
I'm just gonna insert my finger in this child's anus slowly.
Oh, it got really graphic. It got
God
real graphic.
damn! You know what? You introduce child sex. The comedy writes itself. I swear to
It really
God.
does. It really does.
Every time. You just can't stop a room full of people
No, you can't.
from having zero morals when it comes to child sex. Well, none of us have kids. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the deal. That's the deal.
I hate
If
children.
one of us had a kid, they'd have gotten up and
I would
walked
never
out.
have sex with a child. They're disgusting, like repulsive
No.
little
They are
cretins.
actually repulsive.
No,
if you think about
they're
it.
always
I hate children.
sticky and
Always sticky like Kesha.
and they always have like drool around their mouth.
And they don't keep their fucking poo holes clean.
Yeah.
Like they're allowed to puke and not apologize for it.
Oh, I know. Or just feel bad in general. Their noses are always crusty and weird.
Yeah,
and
no,
runny
no,
and-
thank you.
Nope.
No, thank you on the child sex.
Yeah, I think we're all agreed on that
Ow.
point. Anyway,
Yeah.
so it's just, I mean, okay, Matt's overcompensating at this point. Let's be honest. Yeah, no, totally, guys. Yeah, I was just kidding. LOL. Yeah. Anyways, it's just. I know what the fuck. What has happened? It's been the most effective show of all time.
No, it sucks. There's always that weird, like, awkward silence when you realize someone's actually a child molester.
Yeah.
It
Nobody
always
wants to
There's
say
that
it.
weird moment. I've had it with a few
Yeah.
of my friends. Hey, let's be honest. I mean,
It happened on the show recently, actually.
right. Anytime someone realizes I'm a child molester, this happens.
Yeah.
And, this is a. Right. I mean, with a lot of my friends.
Awkward laughter.
That's
the
what
moments of silence.
You know, it's
fame.
best to get
Lingering
through
silence.
this thing, and then, you know, a couple months down the road, you're just fucking two guys in a room again. One's, you know, maybe you know some deep, dark secrets about each other, but at the end of the day, hey, who's better than who? It's, you know, you could argue it out endlessly. I'm not going to find the answer.
Okay, go ahead, Andrea.
No.
It's like a sad state when our society has gotten to the point where you can't reach out to a kid, whether despite their level of stickiness, Andrea.
Yeah,
and that depends on how long they've been in my grasp. Usually, is how sticky they get. But anyways,
I thought it got weird when Matt said the anus thing.
Let me.
What up, Benny?
And now it's gotten dark.
Yeah, sorry.
I
I'll
usually
rant.
take things to dark places, you know.
Oh yeah, right, exactly. By threefold.
Right. By 33%. I'll rein it back in here. You were saying now it is fucking legitimately frustrating that you can't just, the kid runs up, hey, pat him on the head, fucking here's a piece of candy, and I'll teach you how to throw a wiffle ball, and then I'm gonna go get drunk with your uncle.
Right.
See you later. We have to smoke a hitter behind the shed because there's still people from the 30s alive that think it's wrong to smoke weed. See you next generation, faggot. I'm out of here. You know, you can't say that to kids anymore.
And and that's okay. And I mean,
Sorry, I had to throw that
it
last
goes
thing.
beyond condoning drug use to 9-year-olds, in my opinion. You can't kids. Okay, I saw this. It was like a commercial for a foreign country. I watch a lot of K-pop music videos, and
Hang on, don't brush over that. Do you watch a lot of what?
K-pop music videos.
What is it?
Korean pop music.
Korean pop. My sister loves
K-pop.
Yeah,
I'd have to assume it's a lot of boy bands.
You
also
know what?
Girl bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
21 would probably be my favorite.
I'd have to assume that you are watching a lot of boy bands.
This would be one of those things.
21 is made up of, I think, between like 3 and 18 beautiful women.
That sounds like
Korean
At
women.
any point between 3 and 18.
That sounds like if I
That's the mean age. As
Yeah.
well.
if I had like a militia holed up in a building somewhere, the CIA would psychologically calculate how to annoy me out of that building. They would probably play that shit that you listen to.
Okay, but have you heard Who You by G-Dragon? It's like...
Hang on, I'll pull it up. What is it?
Oh, okay, well, wait. Are we going to do this? Do
Go ahead. What is your stupid thing you like?
Oh, do
What's
Good Boy by G-Dragon.
Good Boy by G-Dragon.
Yeah, there it is. Right up top. Hello.
Insane.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not it.
live. Not live. Don't do live.
Don't do
Oh, you
live.
could
Don't do
the-
live. Don't do live. Get out of here.
Hold on.
No.
We'll fix it.
Pull out, quick.
Friends.
All right. Go on with what you were saying.
Good Boy and Fantastic Baby.
All right.
All right. Well,
Damn
okay.
it.
I'm just kidding.
There was
It's all
a
feigned
K-pop
enthusiasm.
band that-
Yeah. This is totally an act.
It was like Metal Cupcake or something. It was something really weird and really funny.
I'm having trouble here. What were we going with there for a minute before I derailed it?
K-pop.
I'll pull this up. But
I was just saying that you're demonized for being an adult. Like kids have no responsibility placed on them. It's just that's what I'm saying. It's just a fucked up state of affairs when. I mean, I'm shocked that those kids were at a grocery store. The children from Vinny's Stories.
I know they were
There it is.
alone.
I see it,
Yeah,
'cause I
okay,
see the
we got
Diablo.
it. But they were
Okay.
alone.
I know it.
They were alone in it. No, this was a couple years ago. So there was actually still like the White Hen chain was still around here in Illinois,
Oh, I love
and
White Hen.
and so it was in
I
a
used to
White
walk
Hen.
there with my sister though,
Yeah.
so
No. And this was
it's not weird.
this was a neighborhood place. It was like it was
like a
when I and it was actually the very store where when I was a child, that was like your first place you were allowed to go by yourself.
Right,
You're like, I can
exactly.
ride
Yeah.
my bike
It's right by the
to
park.
the fucking White Hen,
And-
and we used to throw bottles at hobos that would sleep on the
That's really mean.
I know it's mean.
I
We're
used to run up-
children.
that's how
Children
young
are
they
mean.
were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and children are just the.
Children are mean.
I was
but
never a mean
we used to
child.
throw things at guys that would sleep on the side of the Pepperidge farm by the fucking railroad tracks. and they would like try to kill you. You know, you'd have to run
Good.
away.
They should've.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. It was a rite of passage.
And back in the day, that's what children had.
You
That
not
was
all of
it
us
was a rite of
survived,
passage.
but the ones that did were
Dude, there's
fast.
kids doing that. There's kids doing that exact thing right now.
I just want to bring it back to our topic,
Marlin,
Darwinism.
USA,
Like,
based
Yeah,
off
there's
me and my
there's
friends.
no back in the day. It's called being a kid with like who's unsupervised with
Yeah.
nothing to do.
but that's what you could.
yeah.
Yeah,
We've been putting it moving cars on the freeway, so I can't really talk.
and we're kind of the last generation that had that level of freedom, even at, I mean, not just like pre-adolescence,
And
you
even
know.
just that level of freedom technologically too. The kids, I can say it, kids nowadays, everyone's tied to something.
We were all born
Like,
in the 40s, like I said.
10-year-olds have cell phones, and I can't even fathom that, but they don't even go outside to get in trouble anymore. Like, we used to dig around, run from cops, like, constantly, ever since I was old enough to realize how fun getting into trouble was.
Oh, dude.
Like, it was
Oh,
always running from
Yeah.
cops, and now kids don't even run from cops anymore.
Just like, if you touch me, I'll text my mom.
'Cause
We're,
the cops
we're
shoot you
videotaping
now.
it right now.
Right, yeah,
you
because the
can't.
cops
Don't run
fucking
from
kill you
police.
now. You're right.
Tamir Rice.
They would kill you anyways.
You talk about PR.
I love Tamir Rice.
The PR campaign is done. Cops have got the message out. We will fucking kill your ass. Like,
Yeah,
we
they don't
will-
even make any bones about it.
We will kill the fuck out of you, and guess what'll happen? A big confusing thing in the media that doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
Mentally
Boom.
handicap will kill you.
There you
12
go.
years old will kill
Yeah,
you.
and no one will get in any trouble ever. So there you go. That's the message is out. You're right, because when I was 14, we would run from cops when we were out past curfew smoking weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly. Yeah,
We're all like,
yeah,
oh,
everyone's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, everyone-
I made this
Obviously.
decision.
Everyone-
Child sex and
yeah.
smoking weed at 14 and running from the police.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's done that shit. I mean, everyone interesting fucking did that. And so we would run from the fucking cops for 3 hours. They
Like,
would
that was
chase
the
you
game.
all over the place. And
Oh,
they
I
would
know.
You know, and
never
then you would
give up.
hide, and then you would see
Yeah.
the
Like,
lights, and then
hearts
you would
beating.
run, and then you would go somewhere else and dive behind
Dude,
porches.
and they would
shit.
catch up with you somehow. You'd be at the football field, and
I'm
they'd
like,
see you
"Fuck,
again. You'd be like, God
we
damn it, we gotta go more. Ah.
That's
You know, yeah.
It was
idea of
awesome.
Like the police chasing you. This thing is
That,
going on
the Rat Pack,
behind
the
us.
Fag Pack poster.
Yeah,
At
seriously.
Carnegie Hall, New York, 1961. In case anyone is looking for the image.
There
You'll
now
find
that
it.
they commented on the fag pack picture, now we have to put that up. Can you do some Instagramming actually right now, Andrea?
Yeah.
While we're still on the show, why don't you do that shit and do the fag pack, because that's been a greatly admired piece of art here
Oh,
in the studio.
absolutely.
We've got a picture up here that I made years ago. What I did, I took an old framed picture of
Is that one that
Frank
like,
Sinatra.
you got at Blockbuster?
I don't.
I have
no. I got
several
it.
that
I
are
got
like
it.
that.
A friend of mine just gave it to me because it was in his car, and he
It's
didn't
from
want
Blockbuster.
Sinatra,
He didn't
Sammy
want it.
Davis
Yeah, it
Jr.
could be.
and
It was. I know exactly.
And
because
Dean
I've-
Martin.
I had it.
So they're staring up at something, and the original picture says the Rat Pack, but I crossed out rat and wrote fag, so it says the Fag Pack, and I stuck these fake mustaches that are from the coin-operated mustache dispenser at the grocery store. We've all seen it, you know what I mean? Those
Yeah, the quarter machine.
quarter machines, and it has fucking fake mustaches. So I bought 3 of them, brought them home, and they fit perfectly on the faces of this fucking giant portrait of these guys. And I don't know, it's the Rat Pack with mustaches, and it says the Fag Pack instead of the Rat Pack. That's
It's fucking
basically-
art.
Yeah, that's what we're all enamored with right now. It's a thing we did like 5 years ago when I first moved in here. But yeah, it is a weird. It like in our like totally dispensable world where art just like comes and goes so easily. I was pretty proud of doing that because it is a pretty good commentary. It's like,
Yeah.
I just took this thing, scribbled on it, and it's fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah,
and you know, like,
it's thoughtless, but there's still like a level of commentary to it, and it's a great conversation piece. People come in this room and go, "The Fag Pack."
Well, you could
Yeah.
associate it with whatever
Mustaches.
you
And
And
want.
plus, nobody ever shits on those guys, and they sucked. They were like
they
the
did
least.
not.
Yes, they did.
Oh my
They-
God,
they,
no.
Dude,
they were the
Sammy
worst.
Davis Jr.
They-
Frank
was
Sinatra
a-
had an affair with my grandmother.
Nice.
That's what everyone says.
I have pictures.
Because it's true.
Do you
Well,
really?
he got around, man. He got around.
Yeah. And especially if you're from
And
Chicago.
yes, I do.
Like, Chicago was
I will
like
bring them to
one of the places where everybody goes, hey, my grandpa knew Al Capone and my grandma fucked Frank Sinatra.
Those time periods don't make any sense.
Well, but it kind of does, actually.
On one
I mean,
side and then the other, respectively.
Well,
like,
yeah,
on
I mean,
mom's
I
side,
guess
dad's side.
if
I mean,
like,
I guess
you
if you consider that
got-
people live from their 20s into their 30s, those time periods would
Well,
make
no.
sense.
When was Al Capone arrested?
Al Capone didn't make it out of the 30s.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So Frank Sinatra, he was big in the 50s.
Sure. Yeah.
So
and a little before.
those two time periods wouldn't anybody that says like Al Capone and Frank Sinatra in the same sentence are lying.
Well,
Because
I mean,
those time
okay,
periods-
wait.
Whatever,
Okay,
Jesus
here's
Christ.
a hypothetical I'm throwing out there.
I stand by my joke though. It is an old it is
It
an old
is.
It was a
Chicago
really
thing.
good joke.
Everybody talks about how their family is connected to Al Capone or Frank Sinatra or whatever.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like that's
of
a
course.
popular Chicago thing to do. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah.
See, this is why broads aren't allowed on radio shows.
Okay, we're digressing. Can you play the K-pop song now?
You want to hear this stupid thing? Here we go.
Oh my God! Stop talking K-pop.
G-Dragon is my future ex-husband. If you're out there, I love you.
Do you know how to say "I love you" in Korean?
Gatsen.
All right, Andrea, what do you think of this so far? Let's check this out. Let's review
I
this.
already like it.
That sounded like the Skype noise.
Yeah. Oh, it's in English. I didn't expect it to be in English. Shannon is singing along.
Wait, what's supposed to be good about this? Hold on.
Wait, here comes the drop. Here comes the drop.
I love it.
Wait,
Yo, this is like
wait,
the-
wait, just listen.
It's such a cookie cutter
Wait.
fucking.
Fundamental misunderstanding of American
this is-
culture. I love
I am
it.
a
It's
what
it's an appropriate. I'm a good boy. It's like an appropriation of a culture they don't really. They can't. Yeah, they don't get it, but they've appropriated it. They've turned it into
Stripper?
Yeah. No, they don't use guns.
I swear they were putting guns at that stripper. I am so into this.
It's so cookie cutter that I can't take it seriously.
But that's-
it's like it's,
Is that a man or a woman?
Look away.
Serious
I am
question.
so
Is that a
into
man or a
this.
woman?
It's probably a man.
They're both men?
If you don't know in K-pop, it's probably a man. That's what my sister.
yeah,
That
but
one
like
right
the
now
way
is man?
the way that song built up. I mean, do you know how many hundreds of thousands of times that exact beat has been made?
Oh
It's
yeah,
ins-
absolutely.
It's insulting.
This is.
It's
I'm
like-
not kidding.
Korea.
This is because they like half of it's in English and half
it's
it doesn't
Korea,
make
so
sense.
it's okay. I mean,
No,
They
I
don't
just
know any
I
better.
really there's something about it where there's like, and I don't 100% understand their culture.
they also
so
have
there's just certain
13-year-old
things-
prostitutes in Korea, probably.
Oh, and I've
know
heard
any
that
better.
the
Bless their little
K-pop
hearts.
industry is a front for this like sex trafficking. Yeah, I've heard some very convincing.
That
like,
seems pretty obvious. Just
Speaking
having
of
seen
androgyny,
45
I mean,
seconds of
I love
this
David
music video.
Bowie and
It's a
Asian
cool, like-
men and
It's a cool, catchy beat. Like it's
No, it's
a
familiar.
funky,
It's-
it's a
what is
funky
it?
sound. Whatever, it's fine, you know. But it's
Missy
just nothing. It's like it's nothing worth listening to. I don't know. Whatever.
no, and that's
I like it.
admire
I like
because
visually.
it
This
is
is
a.
really cool.
I'm serious. It's almost American, but it's not. And
They
there's
sound
something
like
off about it.
they sound like Lil Kim.
Yeah,
They
But
sound
do
like
you know
they're
how-
both doing an impression of
Here's
Lil
the
Kim.
thing, and it's like when I say cookie cutter, like, do you have any idea how easy it is to spend a couple grand?
Not
and
even.
Get the,
You don't.
I mean,
just
not, but like to put a little studio together and make a song like this, it's extremely
I'm
easy.
sorry. Are
you
we
know?
here
I
right
mean,
now? We're doing this with
it's-
radio. We're doing it
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. So I mean, I just don't. I don't know. This shit is all image. It's nothing. I don't know.
I think it's
that's,
cool.
But that's
That's
exactly
the
what I
point. That's why
appreciate
it's
about
cool.
it. It's over the top. There's a guy that's rapping or singing, and he's in a studded leather jacket that has like misfits
It
and
is
like
cool
the
video,
Dix
though.
patches. But like he's never heard
There's
either of
no
those bands, and you know
sense
that.
to it, and that's
like,
why it's
absolutely.
funny and awesome.
You
I
don't
don't
know.
Look
You
at
don't.
why
no,
are they in
don't-
Dayglow?
Who knows? Because it's the 90s. It never stopped being the 90s over there.
That's not.
Why
even,
is this?
but-
I don't understand why this is in English. That's what I'm having trouble with.
Because they want to make millions of dollars. So that's why.
But like, do people in Korea listen to this?
Yeah, this
Yes,
this
everyone
was top 40s
listens
a
to
couple
American
months
music,
ago.
and this is the other thing. They're wearing these shirts because they actually do like that shit. They've listened to that shit. American fucking music has been exported hardcore all over the place. I mean, there's
Yeah, but
one
there are
thing that we
theories behind
export here, and it's our bullshit fucking culture.
That's what I'm saying. Is
that's
they've
what we
appropriated the
export
most
here.
bullshit bottom feeder part of culture and capitalized on it in such a way that like they're not quite getting it right, and I don't really understand it 100%. But you look at you like that drop. It's just like
it's really cool.
It's just ridiculous.
But it's so
and-
easy to make this shit. It's
It's easy. but
everybody
it's
makes
good.
this shit.
Obviously, it's
Everybody
easy
makes this
because
shit.
It's the formula. It's the formula to make things good. You don't fuck with the cookie recipe.
No, it's not. But see, here's the
Well,
thing.
it's a formula to make things marketable.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's different
Marketable.
than being
It's not
good.
likable.
And
or
to
good.
make
It's
things
likable for certain people.
To make things marketable, there has to be
market
a
for
fucking
everything.
big dumb trough of fucking stupid cows to eat at in the first
To
place.
spend their money on
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
a market, being marketable suggests there's a market. There's a big dumb herd to lap your cum up after you fucking jack off on them.
Well, isn't
there's
there?
there's not there. I mean,
that is an awesome visual.
well, yeah, I mean that's what's going on there. There's nothing artistic, you know what I mean? So that beat is
Okay.
cool. Yes, it makes you dance.
It was fun. I liked it.
And that's cool to watch. I like to see girls dance. Great.
I'm
So
a-
that's
I'm a
there's a
sick
value.
dancer.
Me too.
No, but
No.
I mean
I get a concussion
that's a
from it.
microcosm. But that's why this stuff exists is because yes, it's nice to see girls dance. It makes that happen. Great. Fine.
It's
It
just
makes
simple
people
and
money.
It's, fun
It's not-
and-
But
yeah.
that beat was made in
To make money.
1999.
and
okay?
it's been used
Right.
over and over
A
and over
thousand
again with
times.
like
So
But that argument
Slight
can be used for anything.
variations.
That's stories in
Uh,
filmmaking. That's any film you've seen. Which one is not like a sequel?
And
a
that's why
reboot?
Oh, I don't
and
know
that's
about that.
why-
Have you guys seen Birdman?
But
I-
that's why as an
that-
artist you should be
yes.
fucking hypercritical of that shit because you don't want to see
But I also am
non-development
a realist once
celebrated,
again, and I know
you know,
marketing
like-
and I know what works.
Oh, I mean, that's what I mean. Is that's what I love about. I'm
It's
serious.
simple. There's no thinking to it. It's just like here's. This
That's
is
why
the
it sucks.
This is the part you dance.
Yes.
Well,
I don't
okay,
know,
a
it
lot of
sucks.
people. Okay, so this is. I know you're into like hip hop and everything. I've heard like I always bring up death grips when people say hip hop because it's a really good indicator.
That's
of
not
whether or
hip hop though.
Okay, I know, but it's okay. I'm just saying, people fucking hate hip hop. They think it's garbage. They think there's nothing to
Who
it.
thinks that?
Everybody. Have you ever met
No.
anyone that likes country?
Yeah.
See, I like
Hank
pre
Williams.
I like pre 1960s country, but like and folk, you know, but like no, dude, everyone I know in my life respects hip hop pretty much in some way or another. I don't know anybody who really thinks of hip hop as just across the board bad music. I know a couple of jazz guys that probably do. Those guys probably do, honestly. But
You've
almost
never been to a biker bar.
well, no. I have,
go?
but I don't
Let's go.
associate with those faggots. That's why. you know.
Hey, easy,
Well,
easy.
sorry.
But that's what it. But okay, but that's what I'm saying is like
I
those
don't.
people.
They're a waste of time. Sorry.
But that's what. Okay, so when it comes to hip hop, what if it's minimalist hip hop? It's like people are saying the same thing. It's the same beat. It's the same thing over and over again. When in actuality, hip hop is it can be great. It can be amazing and unique
Oh, yeah.
and
It can be
innovative
really
and
cool.
and
Every
yeah.
every form
And
of
fun
expression
and
can.
interesting and artistically interesting.
Right, but what have they done? They've capitalized on the idea of hip hop. I'm black musicians. They've inundated the
No.
radio stations. Yes,
If you're-
absolutely.
no, if
and
you're
that,
involved-
what is that?
If
Tell
you're-
me what that video was.
Well,
That
okay.
is a Korean
you're talking
interpretation.
about- you're
Right,
talking
And what
about-
was he doing? He was rapping.
Yeah, but you're
That
talking
is a
about-
Korean.
Cool
That is a,
in and of itself.
You're,
Right,
You're
because
talking
it's
about
Interesting culturally.
Right,
fine.
because he's trying
but
to-
if you're talking about hip hop's not attached to like African musicians per se. No, if you're
wait
if you're
a second.
no, it's not.
Well,
If
also
you're-
hip
if you're-
hop's huge in France, but we don't
Right.
see a lot of like French rap shit here in America.
you guys ever heard that
but
because they
if-
don't have the marketing behind them to push it.
If you
this
search
way.
for it like me, you do, because I have listened to a lot of French hip hop, but hip hop is not an African thing.
hip-hop, like, yeah.
Hip hop is its own entity, and like if you're involved in hip hop, one of the first things you'll learn in your first year in hip hop, which I did, is that there is no stigma about race. That shit is out the window years ago inside the community. I can show up at any hip hop venue in this country and get respect. I guarantee you right now, to a certain degree. I might not get respect from gangsters. I probably won't. But I will get respect from actual rappers anywhere I go, regardless of race. I've never had people be mean to me because of like race within hip hop. And real hip hop heads don't think of shit that way. They know every single walk of life has been involved in the art form since day one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, whatever. That was my whole take on what you said. It's kind of a derailment on what you were going for there, but yeah, I just want to say, like, they're not necessarily co-opting black culture. They're co-opting hip hop is different than black. It's a whole different culture. That's
right,
what I'm
and
saying.
I don't know. I just think I don't 100% like. Okay, being from like the home of pop music, you know what I mean? Like where it reigns supreme.
Everything
everywhere,
is so bright and
right. I think it's just like there's a fundamental lack of like a basis for what they're doing, and it lacks in some respects because of it. And I think it's
so you're talking about
comical.
these Korean guys that are like mimicking
it's cute
American pop.
Yes, and I just like I'm obsessed with like now it's not just like K-pop. It's like it's going out and watching like French rappers are really bad because like I actually know some like really good like foreign hip hop, but it's like it's going out and finding like weird cultures that are completely oh my god, wait a second, Middle Eastern hip hop. Where it's like they're rapping about a girl in a hijab and how they just want to hold her hand, but it's super hard and the beat is like sick as fuck. But like there's a fundamental lack of understanding there, and I think it's comical.
Well, it is always funny
admirable.
because like that gritty sound originated here, and there's something undeniably American about certain sounds.
Exactly.
And it happened with say like jazz or like bluegrass or blues or fucking garage rock.
Yes.
Or I mean, there are certain these things that are like I don't know what it is, if it's like plotted by some international community behind the scenes that like American culture is going to be more prevalent, or are we just that fucking raw? Like, are we just like are we just that cool like that we really do make, because like the shit, I mean, you think about what defines like major selling genres around the world. Most of it is what's come from here.
I know. I
most of
agree.
it.
We shape pretty much everything
and I
in
think
any sort of entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think or
do we just think that? Are we just
no,
retarded?
No, we do.
It's
We absolutely do.
There's hardly any. Well, there are, but the movie studios, and this is just going off what I know, movie studios around the world are always trying to copy American films.
Yeah, they're modeled
doing
after
remakes,
Hollywood.
and just importing films constantly because they don't even have to make new movies.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. There's just like people, and I mean, it's no secret they idolize at the same time hate this country. And I've been for so long, it was so far removed
kind of like
from,
me,
top 40s culture. Exactly. It's just like it was so removed from top 40s culture. I'm like a punk kid, and like I fucking like I wear my studded, my studded like
I had
jean
my mohawk
jacket.
and it was blue
seriously.
and fuck no.
Yeah, but that's just another segment of like programmed culture. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not,
absolutely.
no,
but that's what I
definitely.
mean.
We
so
wore
like
a
to come
uniform.
back,
That's obvious.
no matter how far you get away, like you can. I threw my TV out years ago. I'm out of that shit, and in certain
What
ways,
shows do you watch on Netflix?
nothing.
Sorry, that's just always a great question.
No, once in a while I'll catch up with The Simpsons. Basically, I'll catch up with The Simpsons and sometimes Family Guy and South Park.
What do you think of the new Simpsons? How are you
kinda
feeling
sucks.
about it?
It's like, it's not very good.
I like the new South Park though.
South Park stayed good.
Yeah, it
digging
got
it.
better. I think.
Yeah,
I think
South Park
so. They're
stayed
staying
good.
very, very relevant.
All right, I don't want to keep anyone here listening to this drivel.
Yeah, no, and I have to leave anyway, but you guys can keep going, but I do have to leave now.
No,
for
what-
sure.
what
Okay,
time is
I don't
it?
think.
I
Okay,
have school
seriously.
tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's some Arabic hip hop though.
Yes.
like this.
I like the beat a lot.
Quarter
But
tones.
it seems almost like racist, I guess. Or obvious. I don't
What?
know.
That's what I'm.
Well, that it's all very Middle Eastern.
Those are those scales that they use over there, though. That's just how.
Quarter
yeah, I mean,
tones.
That's their
Quarter
that's-
tones.
Are you looking at this? Buy this beat as lease for $8.
Yeah, that means you don't own the like. You could buy the rights to a beat for probably a lot more. But
And
if you
then
just want
rap
to, if you just
over
want,
it?
if you just want to rap over it and put it out, $8. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, that's how people do it.
I could.
learned
Well,
a
I
lot
could even
during
use
this
that for
session.
like. I have too. I could use that for filmmaking.
Yeah, no,
It's like
you can.
background.
Yeah, like that's huge in hip hop. Is like, here, $50 beats all day. You want exclusive? It's $500. You know, I mean, it's that's like a big way a lot of people run their beat making sites. You know?
So, Miss Filmmaker, have you heard of A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night?
Wait, is that the? No, I think I'm thinking about Indian Princess. Which one are you talking about?
It's the first Iranian vampire movie.
No, I have not heard
Oh
of that.
my god, it's so good. I'm
The
sorry,
first
I keep
Iranian
talking about
vampire
it.
movie?
Yeah, it's not to mention it's by a woman director. Her
What's it called?
It's A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. It's been in like 5 theaters in the whole country so far, and I got to see it.
I'm gonna write that down.
And what's the deal with this shit?
It's just really good. I don't know. It has a great soundtrack. It's like, it's really unique. I'd never seen anything even remotely like it.
You guys want to check out the trailer?
Sure, please.
Hold on, let's check this thing out.
Can you turn it up for him because he's not using his
Yeah.
headphones on?
Where were you in the middle of the night? With a girl. Yeah, we got some pretty classic, like John Woo looking stuff going on.
know me.
Some moody. This is some moody black and white shit right here. Throw that guy down.
Coffin.
Kill him.
What are you?
Oh, what are these?
Ooh, hell yeah! That was
What-
heroin. I'm into this.
These are some heroin doing.
There was a Reagan mask and that
Moody-
with a balloon.
Heroin vampires.
These are some moody black and white heroin vampires going on right now. Where is this made? Iran. This is the first Iranian vampires.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
It's a cool. It looks like a fucking cool movie.
Yeah.
A girl walks home alone at night. What a great title.
I bet it translates
that's
better
some
in sign
creepy
language.
shit.
Yeah.
That looks cool as fuck,
That
dude.
looks so
Yeah, that does
sick.
look cool.
Anna Lily Amirpour.
Oh my god.
That looks cool as fuck.
You were getting a
Directorial
fan
debut.
letter.
Let's get the Earthling to download that for us.
It's gonna be hard to find it now, but like in a couple weeks. it'll
Nah,
probably
he'll
be easier.
Oh,
find it.
We'll get it.
He always
if you can
finds
find
it.
like
that shit,
a
we'll check it
like
out.
a solid like DivX or I mean anything that like the screener. Like sometimes they have screener leaks, but
Mhm.
it's
Well,
fun.
that's it for me.
On that note,
Are we done?
speaking
Thanks.
of Home Alone at Night.
Yeah, thanks for sitting in with us, Shannon. Hopefully, you're gonna try to make it.
I live down the street from where
yeah.
you guys usually record, so I will.
Shannon's gonna try to be a part of the show. I think she did a
Yeah.
good job tonight. What do you think?
I think
Andrea?
so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
C minus. Well done.
Morgan,
You're a natural.
hopefully a
Hello.
new friend of the show who will stop by
When
once in a
I
while.
can,
You're a
yeah.
natural. Okay.
You'll go far in this business.
Yeah.
All right, well, Morgan, thanks for being open and
Honest and cool and
interesting
fucking
about. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are really frustratingly like, hey, I do this for a living, but like, come on, don't ask me about it, you know?
Can't we just talk about
Yeah.
something else?
Right? Yeah.
No.
Can't you just respect me as like a person outside of it? Like, no, shut up. Come on, we want to know. we want the dirt.
Obviously, that's what
no,
everybody
but
does. And thank you so much for having me. I had a great
no,
time.
yeah, thank you for being cool
Yeah,
and
thank you for coming.
and giving us some interesting shit.
Very
Yeah.
informative, very cool.
Matt Gear, thanks for everything as usual.
I'll be back on Thursdays.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This has been the Thursday evening overdose from March 5th, right?
Yes.
Yes.
March
2000,
5th, 2015.
2000, the 5th. We'll see you Sunday. We'll see you Sunday. And hopefully the Earthling will be back. Or what? We're going to fucking...
Or hopefully he won't be back.
My guy was trying to slick break out there. Here we go. There's some music. Here we go.
Bye, guys.
Well done.
All right. See you, everybody.